I must say it's a very steamy afternoon. You can see sweat pouring down. There's hardly much breeze. But in terms of the pitch, which will really concern the players or interest the players, we've moved to the center. 70-yard boundaries as usual. There's plenty of room to maneuver the ropes, but we're sticking at 70. Amir, now that we've moved back into the center, how is it going to affect the game and what will the players need to do here?
I think this is slightly darker in color, but there is no motion in it. That's a good news for the batters. And at the same time, you know, if you actually tap this, it's very firm, hard. There'll be consistent pace and bounce available for the fast bowlers and for the batsmen to use it. But there is a slight good news for the bowlers. Since it's abrasive in nature, not a lot, but slightly abrasive in nature, it might respond to the slow ones. It might respond to the spinners as well. So batsmen should be alert, not alarmed.
So we're not going to see too much swing, and what's the par score here?
I think par score, since we have moved here, 180.
180 says Amir, but yes, if it's abrasive and there's going to be something in it for the bowlers, they're going to have their skills and they're going to be brave enough to trust it. Kandy Tuskers, they need a win here to stay alive or make things easier for them going forward. Good one in store, folks.
Okay, gents, thank you very much. Darren, we've got to have a chat about Dale Steyn. I mean, Dale Steyn is he's just arrived. He's done his quarantine. He's now broken out and he's raring to go.
Yeah, he's raring to go. He's a top-class player. If you have a guy like Dale Steyn in your side, you definitely, with a wicket-taking option, and that is what
Hang on, is that Dale Steyn? Is that really him with a ponytail? Surely not. I've never seen Dale Steyn with a ponytail.
Looks like he's getting set to go to the beach, but
surfing style.
Exactly, but he will definitely bring a different dimension to their bowling. Yes, we spoke about their batting being deficient, but if you can bolster your bowling, I think you can restrict teams and you can get teams out and get wickets, which is something they haven't done. They've relied a little bit on their senior players who haven't really delivered that well. Munaf Patel in the last game was quite good, but he's not playing today. His replacement, Dale Steyn.
Yep.
Nuwan Pradeep as well is another such player that has to take wickets as well.
Okay, well, let's have a look at these teams so we can get on them straight away, so we can let you know exactly what the story is. Darren, let's go with the Stallions
Malik
for starters. I mean, they had a good start to the whole 5-week camp beforehand and all together at the start, and then hit the tournament running.
Yeah, unchanged team from the last game. They would look to Banu. Just got to temper his aggression a bit. He's a little bit reckless. If he can bat until the 12th, 13th over, they will definitely get somewhere close to that 180 marker.
Righto. Okay, there's the two sides. Darren, thanks very much for your views in our build-up to the game. We'll hear you, of course, in the commentary box shortly. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll be chatting to Sri Lankan coach Mickey Arthur.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner, Asia. Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner, Content Asia.
You are watching TVI. Stay tuned with us. ඔබ මේ රැඳී සිටින්නේ TVI සමගින්. රැඳෙන්න අපත් සමගම.
ලංකා ප්‍රමියර් ලීග් 2020 දෙසැම්බර් 16 දක්වා සජීවීව නරඹන්න TVI, News I, Content I, Facebook සහ YouTube නාලිකාවන් ඔස්සේ එකතු වන්න.
Official webcasting partner, Content I Asia. Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner, Content I Asia.
ඔබ මේ රැඳී සිටින්නේ TVI සමගින්. රැඳී සිටින්න අපත් සමගම.
Welcome back. Now, just a reminder, the Stallions have won the toss and they have elected to bat first. Let's have a look at that points table as it stands now. You can see that 3 teams have qualified. There we go, the Stallions at the top. So it's top versus tail today. Stallions versus the Tuskers. So the Jaffna Stallions at the top. Dambulla Viking at number 2. Colombo Kings number 3. And here's the shootout time. Gore Gladiators and the Kandy Tuskers are 4 and 5. If your eyes go to the points, you can see they're both on 2. So that's going to be interesting. But the Tuskers, by the way, haven't got a great net run rate, which isn't going to be terrific for them. Mickey Arthur's joined me now. Mickey, how do the Tuskers play? How do you get them back in winning ways now after having such a lean trot after playing well in that first game but going down?
Again, as a coach, you're just in the dressing room highlighting the positives. They've got some wonderful batsmen. Their batters have let them down slightly. They need a lot of runs from Kusal Jonathan Pereira, Kusal Mendes, their 2 main batters. Brendan Taylor's played okay in patches. They're playing their extra batsmen today to try and shelve that problem up. And obviously, getting a guy like Dale Steyn into that unit just gives them so much experience.
Well, let's just talk about Mendes. I mean, his 193 runs, maybe we don't normally talk about averages in T20, but his average is 38 in this tournament, at a strike rate of 139. I mean, he's a seriously good player.
He's a seriously good player. He picks lengths so much better than most batsmen. His hands are incredible through the ball. He's perfect, but he runs well between wickets. He does everything right. What he needs to do is he needs to learn to call and push to, because he's been run out a lot with Gurbaz at the top of the order.
Righto, so he's key. What about Dale Steyn? I saw you having a chat to him. What will Dale Steyn do to the change room?
The energy he'll bring into that change room is insurmountable. And talking to the players, they've just been so impressed with that energy, with that experience, with that drive to still be successful. He is going to be a massive boon to this Kandy Tuskers team.
I mean, he's an unbelievable cricketer, that's for sure. I mean, he's been around for a long time. He was injury-free for 12 years, and you were coaching him, of course, when he was involved with South Africa early. But he's been an extraordinary cricketer. He'll go down in the record books as the top 3 fast bowlers ever. There's no doubt about that with his numbers. And we had an opportunity to catch up with Dale Steyn before the start of play.
Dale, you've finally hit the park. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's good to be here.
And quarantine again, you've spent a lot of time at the IPL as well. How's that treating you, or are you a pro now?
Pretty much, I'm getting used to it, It's never easy, but I've caught up on a lot of Netflix and movies and stuff like that. But once you're out, it's awesome to be out and be around the boys and training and playing. So, yeah, good.
Feeling fit and looking forward to today. Will you be 100%? Are you going to let that ball go?
I'll try. That's what I'm here to do. I felt good in the nets day before yesterday. Felt nice when we were warm up now. So, yeah, hopefully things go and click nicely.
And what have you learned about your team at this stage? They're right at the bottom, but still in it. So only way is up to.
Yeah, look, I think we're due a win. We're due to click at some point. Guys are right there. It's like a couple balls away from extending a 30 run to a 50 or 80, and also one or two more balls in the right area from getting 1 wicket to 3 or 4 wickets. So it's probably a little bit of patience, but I think we're due a win, and if we can string it all together, today could be the day.
And you can go all the way to just a question on another note. What about Dale Steyn and his future?
I'm pretty much just jumping around doing these gigs at the moment. The first time earlier this year I did the PSL, which was great. Last year I did the Big Bash. Now at the Lanka Premier League. So I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit. I'm still available for South Africa if they want me. But this is it for me right now. Just having fun, spreading the word of cricket a little bit and enjoying myself in probably the last few years that I got.
And getting that ball to bounce around too. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
He's a really top bloke as well, and great to have him involved in the Lanka Premier League. Mickey, let's change tack now and go to the Stallions. I mean, they've got key players that can perform and do a job in crunch situations.
Yeah, we've said this numerous times. They look the most organised. They've got really good positions in every players in every area. You talk about the likes of Shoaib Malik, Avishka, Tassara, Hasaranga. They've got a lot of star players within their setup. They'll be keen to get back on the board. They lost their last game. You don't want another loss to dent confidence.
There's another guy who'll be keen to get on the board with some runs as well as Johnson Charles, who we're batting at the top. He's a keen player. We caught up with him as well.
Johnson, how's it been in Sri Lanka so far? You did join the party late.
It's been all right so far. Came in on the 26th, but it's been good gelling with the boys. We've been having some success. It's really nice.
And how's your experience with the boys? There are a few different boys in the sense overseas players and the Sri Lankans who are pretty raw at this level too.
Yeah, I've known a couple of the guys, and once you come to a team and you get new people, it's all about mixing in quite fast and getting to know each other, and that's what I've done.
And your role, how do you see it personally? How do you go about your game in T20 cricket?
Well, I'm fairly quiet. Just get my mind in the right place. That's what I'm about. I'm not much to be all over the place and do quite a lot. It's just get my mind in the right place. And once my mind is in the right place, everything will fall into place.
And it's instinctive, is it, your batting style? And do you like keeping too? Does it put you in a better frame of mind?
Keeping gives you quite a good sense of the bowlers in terms of watching the hands and, keeping that focus. But batting-wise, it's instinctive. You see the ball, hit the ball, just stick to your strengths and know what you're about.
Hope your strengths go well. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll just remind you, in case you're just joining us, the Stallions have won the toss and they've elected to bat first. Let's try and work out how the Tuskers will win this game. What's your game plan, your ideal game plan for them?
Well, I think they're going to win today. I think that they're littered with some very good players. We've discussed the players they've got through their team. I think the energy Dale Steyn brings today is going to be insurmountable. So I'm tipping them for a really good performance.
And use the surface, slower balls, and the dry surface as well.
Yeah, of course. And the likes of Nuwan Pradeep, they've got some good spinners, Duran Pereira in there, and Dale Steyn's experience standing at mid-off will just rub off on all the other players, I'm sure.
Righto. Okay, Mickey, thanks so much for your views. We'll hear you, of course, in commentary as well, and we'll mark you and see how you went with those comments. Righto, it should be a beauty. It is the first of 2 games. Remember, we're looking forward to this one. Conditions are ideal here in Hamatoto. We're going to take a break. When we come back, live cricket.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner, Content Eye Asia. Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner, Content Eye Asia.
LPL උණුසුම ඔබට පහසු වෙලාවක නරඹන්න. දැන්ම Newsai, TVI, Facebook, YouTube නාලිකා subscribe කරන්න, like කරන්න.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner Content Eye Asia.
ලංකා ප්‍රමියර් ලීග් 2020 දෙසැම්බර් 16 දක්වා සජීවීව නරඹන්න TVI, News I, Content I, Facebook සහ YouTube නාලිකාවන් ඔස්සේ එකතු වන්න.
You are watching TVI. Stay tuned with us.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner Content Eye Asia. Lanka Premier League 2020. Official webcasting partner Content Eye Asia.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Win together.
It's the The Jaffna Stallions were on top in their last game against Dambulla Viking, but the rain gods intervened, halting their charge. The Stallions, though, keep their lead going to the final stretch. The Kandy Tuskers need to strike back after a big defeat. A batting collapse saw them suffering a crushing loss to Colombo Kings. They have everything to play for, with a semi-final spot still beckoning.
Oh yes, we're getting closer to the business end of this wonderful tournament. It's the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League, and we will continue with double-header matches today. The first one, Kandy Tuskers up against the Jaffna Stallions. It's a beautiful day here at the MRI Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. Earlier the toss was taken. Jaffna Stallions winning and electing to bat first. Teams for today, Jaffna on change. They had that interrupted match with Dambulla Viking. Might be expecting more runs from Banuka and Malik, who hasn't really fired yet, but the Tuskers, they have included two newcomers, Sikuge Prasanna, the all-rounder and leg spinner, and Dale Steyn, South African international, will add a new flavour to this franchise. Umpires making their way onto the field in these pandemic times, choosing the right option, sanitizing. Prageet Rambukwela and Rohita Kotachi, two umpires that will preside today. And we expect this to be a very, very interesting game. Kandy Tuskers desperately needing a win to stay in this quest for a semi-final spot. Gold Gladiators in the last game, they were exceptional, producing a win, and their form just shifting in the right direction. Afternoon to Russell Arnold, Mir Soil.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello to you, Darren, Amir. A lot to play for. They got to make their life so much easier for tomorrow, where they play goal again. Make it easy. Get out there and perform. Jaffna Stallions, they'd like to get back to winning ways and take that feel-good factor going into the semi-finals. They have another game tomorrow. That's against the Colombo Kings. Yes, you have qualified, but you still want to be performing. You still want to be doing good things and the right things.
Yeah, there is no room for complacency. They are sitting pretty. They have a good combination going. Jaffna Stallions. And I'm afraid Kandy Tuskers. They have to work hard here. They have to create chances for the team to win this one. They should be buoyed with the inclusion of Dale Steyn. He's a seasoned campaigner. His confidence could rub off.
Jaffna Stallions, their openers. Fernando, he's been in fine form, 209 runs in the tournament so far, and they will expect more from him. What a player he is. Easy on the eyes, wonderful time off the cricket ball. Doesn't hit to one side of the park, well balanced in the option that he chooses to score runs. And very different to his opening partner, Johnson Charles from the West Indies, and Lucia, to be exact. Loves to play the ball square of the wicket. Had the chance of wicket keeping in the last game too. Will want to contribute significantly with this opportunity at the top.
Yeah, Fernando has been good. He's already scored his highest in this Lanka Premier League, 92. This should be a good contest. Dale Steyn. You can never keep him out of the game. He's been a great servant of South African cricket. And at the same time, he's served few franchises around the world. Well sought after player.
Yeah, played in the IPL not too long ago. So he's been in the sport. Thread sticking out, get rid of it so he can get a good grip on that. Dale Steyn. Everyone looking forward to him. Saw him in the nets, was getting it to go through. Gets that shape away from the right-handers, and he's supported by two slips. Avishka Fernando has really done well when chasing. When setting up a score, he really hasn't gone on to make that big score, so that's something he might need to think of. But a wonderful play, improving every day. Showing maturity, no doubt about his skill and talent.
Two slips. Good to see. That's what Kandy Tusker needs to do. Make an impression early in the piece.
We're on the way in this match 16 of the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. Dale Steyn, as good as it gets, has a fast bowler, 439
well
test
sought
wickets.
after player.
Yeah, played in the IPL not too long ago. So he's been in the
South
sport.
African cricket. And in T20 cricket, he's taken 257 wickets. A genuine wicket taker, you would say.
Out, get rid of it so he
Exciting
can get
form.
a good grip on that. Dale Steyn. Everyone looking forward to him. Saw him in the nets, was getting it to go through. Gets that shape away from the right-handers, and he's supported by two slips. Avishka Fernando has really done well when chasing. When setting up a score, he really hasn't gone on to make that big score, so that's something he might need to think of. But a wonderful play, improving every day. Showing maturity, no doubt about his skill and talent.
Two slips. good to see. Play! That's what Kandy Tuskers needs to do. Make an impression early in the piece.
We're on the way in this match 16 of the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. Dale Steyn, as good as it gets, has a fast bowler, 439 test wickets. Given yeoman's service to South African cricket. And in T20 cricket, he's taken 257 wickets. A genuine wicket taker, you would say. An exciting fast bowler. Nicked and gone. That's what they expected from the big man, and he's delivered already.
That's what you get when you have a seasoned campaigner. A good thing about Dale Steyn, whenever he looks to bowl with a new ball, pitches the ball up, allows the ball to do something, a bit of deviation of the surface, and he has prevailed straight away in his first over in this My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League.
And the problems at the top continue for the Jaffna Stallions. Avishka Fernando for naught. Not for one, the Jaffna Stallions.
Lanka, the new batsman, will have the task of facing Dale Steyn. Difficult challenge for any batsman.
But a great opportunity. Sri Lanka under 19 captain 3-4 years ago. The likes of Avishka Fernando, Wanidu Hasaranga, Lahiru Kumar, they all played under Sri Lanka.
No in swing, just took this one away from the left-hander.
Straight away finding the right line and length. With that length, he had the batsman buried in uncertainties. He wasn't sure whether to play on the front foot, played from the crease, taking the option to hit the ball square of the wicket on the offside. Wasn't the right one.
Width on offer, but there was swing and a bit of extra bounce which Dale Steyn will get.
Was in the air for a little while. Maybe just gripping a bit. I like his celebration as well. Tells me that he's quite relaxed. He's enjoying his cricket, Dale Steyn.
He started to work up some pace. The last delivery was 140 kilometers per hour.
And again, batting first, the Jaffna Stallions. Avishka Fernando doesn't contribute.
Russell, you should have a word with him. What he's required to do. He's over to you, Shoaib Malik. It's been awfully quiet, Shoaib Malik, with the bat in this one.
Yeah, he needs some runs too, Shoaib Malik. Strike rate 115. A high score of 27. That was in the very first game that the Jaffna Stallions made. Few unfortunate dismissals as well for Shoaib Malik.
Clipped away. This is a good shot. Says a lot about his confidence, and it goes all the way. Goes for 6. Ends the over on the high. 6 for 1. Fishka Fernando, the 1 wicket to fall. Good to see Dale Steyn. Very good start to him in this My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. Dale Steyn coming into the side for Kandy Tuskers. One of the 2 changes. Prasanna, the leg spinner, also back into the side. Side searching for points.
Vishwa Fernando. In the last game, got the ball to move considerably. Has played Test cricket for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it becomes very dangerous once he starts to bring the ball back into the right-handed batsman from that angle. And talk about the shot we witnessed in the previous over against Dale Steyn. The ball was moving away. That's the luxury a batsman has when he keep an eye on the ball coming out of the hand, gives you a fraction of a time to get into a good position. And also, bowler knows once a batsman middles the ball where it's going. Dale Steyn signal 6.
A great way to get moving for Charita Salanka. Waited a long time for this opportunity. Yes, was thought after that under-19 tour, the under-19 World Cup, that he'll be the one making giant strides, but it's been pretty quiet for him. There are other players in that team, many of them, who have really gone on to impress.
As you know, Russell, some players do take a bit of time to mature and move to next notch. And I liked what I saw in the previous over from Lanka. That stroke was a brave one and full of confidence.
Finds the bottom edge. Johnson Charles just taking a little bit of time to get himself set, to assess the pitch and conditions. And what we've seen from this Jaffna Stallions team, they don't really score a lot of runs in the power play overs. Tend to be on the slower side. In fact, they're the slowest in terms of average score in the power play overs, 42.
But I'm sure it's not a plan to have special knocks from the likes of Tisera Pereira and those down the order. You can't plan for 20 ball 60s every day. So they'd like to get this right. Mid-on, move too long on, hence Charles allowed to get off the mark.
Now this is the area they really have to improve. They have to find a method. If taking few chances not working for them, just go out there as a batsman and play with measured approach. Bide your time. Wait for bad deliveries. Send them to the boundary line. Gain confidence and you'll be ready for the finals.
More a solid type of player. Charita Salanka plays good shots. More suited probably for the longer format. So it's really interesting to see how he plays. And how he goes about his business. Does he still rely on his skill? Is he brave enough to back himself?
2 slips in place now. Beautiful from the young man. Caress this one through the cover region.
You just mentioned he is more suitable for the longer version, but I believe if you can do well in longer version, this should be peanuts for you if you're a good batsman. Look at this throw. There was nothing wrong with it.
Everything right, in fact. Good striding. The bat going through the line. So that's actually a good cricketing shot. So he's backing his skills to get the first My 11 Circle champion shot. Wow, look at that high elbow as well. That should give him a lot of confidence.
Nose guard on that one. He's a short man and so far he's looked quite good with the bat. Lanka.
2 noises. Hence there probably was an inside edge. The umpire of course will wait till he gets an indication from the fielding captain, who's gone across. So it's the end of the second over. The Jaffna Stallions are 13 for 1.
Bowler was very interested. Yes, why not? The ball pitched within the stumps. He was moving towards the off stump from middle and leg, but the bat was involved.
Dale Steyn for his second. We'll know the conditions here in Sri Lanka. Bit of outswing as well, and like any good fast bowler, they will be able to adjust depending on what they see. And this was the first over that he bowled. His speeds started at 133, and the fourth delivery went to 140, just getting into rhythm.
Can get it in that 140 region, you're a handful.
And that's very so impressive, Dale Steyn. When he bowls with the newish ball, he looks to pitch the ball up. If it's not responding, then he'll start to shorten his length. He's a wily campaigner. Treat to watch.
No movement through the air, slip disappears.
From here. He's a treat to watch from here. Not up there.
Cream through the offside. Too full from Steyn. And finally, Johnson Charles gets going.
Hardly moves his feet, but he gets a good base in. They're not out of the textbook or the coaching manual, but he knows what he's doing. Throws the hands through the line. Yes! It's a mile 11 circle champion shot.
Might be the time for Dale Steyn to shorten his length.
Way better length. Line also straight. Sponsor for this wonderful tournament, drink partner Red Bull. These two teams, they will need a lot of energy for this contest. It's the first of two matches today. Quite warm outside.
Deep square leg, deep third man, two fielders outside the circle for Dale Steyn. And both slips ain't existent anymore. Hammered. Johnson Styles has his own style, but very, very effective. The length a little shorter, and that allowed him to get underneath it and smack it over extra cover.
Yeah, the right amount of elevation which Charles got. Not only he got that mile 11 circle champion shot, but also he's there in the middle.
Was a slow delivery. Johnson Charles picked it quite early. And we will have to bowl this one again. As mentioned, title sponsors of this tournament, My 11 Circle. It's an app where you can make your fantasy cricket team and play with real champion cricketers. All you need to do is download the app from www.my11circle.com and start playing, making your team with players that you think can give you maximum points. Driven. Gap found once again. An expensive over comes to an end. Dale Steyn wouldn't be happy. 3 overs gone, 26 for 1.
Charles needed that. He couldn't get going in the first game he played. In this over, he got 3 good shots. When you feel the middle of the bat, it's an amazing feeling. It changes the outlook of the game for yourself, for your team, and also strong message to the opposition.
Johnson Charles taking control of the innings after losing his opening partner, Vishka Fernando, who was out without scoring. Immediate impression with the ball by Dale Steyn.
Didn't bounce. That kept low, but I'm not very sure if that was the slower one. Didn't look like it. Last ball of last over. That's what Johnson Charles does. He doesn't think of getting that foot to the ball. None of that. There's enough space, enough room for him to throw his hands powerfully at it.
We mentioned his strengths square of the wicket as well, so he will rely on that for shorter deliveries. Good change up from Fernando, just going short, checking that front foot, as you have to do sometimes as a fast bowler.
A good thinking from the left-arm fast bowler. Fernando was a well-directed bouncer. Just bringing a surprise element for the batsman. Keep him guessing.
There he goes. Sweetly struck. Another six. Wow, this young man is exciting.
He read the game well. It was the short ball previously. On to that front foot. Wish for Fernando. He gets a bashing over mid-wicket. And he gets a earful too. The captain. Don't bowl slower balls, he says. But you know what, you've got to be smart in your variations. But Lanka reading it really nicely. Wonderful shot. Crack straight off the bat.
Now the peel and the dreaded finger goes up. Was there bat on this one? Will he review? Doesn't look so.
Doesn't review. He's walking Lanka, but great strike back from Vishwa Fernando. Just been hit over mid-wicket for six. Gets back, hits the line, hits the length. Lanka caught on the crease. Cross seam delivery. Hitting him on the back leg. Easy decision for the umpires. Lanka is not a tall guy either.
A good thinking from the left armour. This time around for the batsman, the inside edge wasn't there. That's why he's walking back after scoring 18. It's 32 for 2.
Pakistan international Shoaib Malik, new batsman, hasn't been as prolific as we have expected him to be. Only 68 runs in the tournament so far, but a wonderful record as a T20 player with lots of experience playing T20 cricket for Pakistan and across the globe in T20 leagues. Opportune time for him to deliver with the bat for his team.
Yeah, there's no Dhananjay De Silva, there's there Chaturanga De Silva. Well fielded. Time to perfection, but just couldn't get the gap. Still Rohan Pereira able to get Sikuge Prasanna, in fact.
Yeah, played across. A bit of deviation of the surface as well for the left armour. And that did the trick. That's what they have to do, Kandy Tuskers bowlers. Pick up wicket consistently.
It was the length. The length. Batsman couldn't get on the front foot or the back, caught on the crease.
Oh dear. Neil Stein just letting this one go. That's not good at all for Kandy Tuskers. 11 runs from the over to the 7 for 2.
Yeah, erred in his length on that occasion. The left armour gave plenty of time to the batsman to decide where to hit. Yes. Fielder Dale Steyn made a bit of mess, but it was a poor delivery, one has to say.
Solid partnerships difficult to come by for Jaffna Stallions. Already 2 wickets within the first 4 overs. Johnson Charles firm at the top with 17 from 11. Looks very fluent at this time. Started a little bit slow, but you'll expect that if he's there, he will score in quick time. Natural boundary hitter Johnson Charles from St. Lucia in the West Indies. Would have been a part of the West Indies successful team in that last T20 World Cup that they won in 2016.
Wow, a mile 11 circle champion shot from a champion. No better sight than a straight drive. Right in the slot. All Shoaib Malik had to do was lean into it.
The first one he received was a full toss. Couldn't capitalize on that. But this time around made sure he doesn't overhit the ball. Just timed it beautifully. Not a lot of time for the bowler to react.
Well, we're into the 5th over. We've seen 6 4s, 2 6s so far. Both of you gentlemen were out there for the assessment of the pitch. Not quite sure the bounce has been consistent with what we've seen before in earlier matches. Might be on the lower side.
Slightly abrasive, this pitch. And whenever, as a bowler, you employ variations, they're going to get a reaction.
Yeah, bowling into the pitch seems to be the way to go. Well, a great partnership, though. Darren, it must be said, Jaffna Stallions have established a global partnership with Code.org to bring computer science training to every student, everywhere, in every school. So that's wonderful for education, and going further into Sri Lanka, Code.org are going to come out with coding in Sinhalese and Tamil. So that's fantastic news and a great partnership indeed.
Goes down ground, doesn't get the timing. Dale Steyn in the thick of things again. Had a little bit of a blunder in the field, but he makes up for it. Beautiful catch.
Well judged. And he's been able to redeem himself. Was in the air for a long time. Never easy for a fieldman to run back. He did. Kept his eyes on the ball and held it beautifully. Big wicket to have.
Charles for 17. Jaffna Stallions 42 for 3.
Already 3 wickets. Haven't completed the 5th over. Usually in T20 cricket, that's something that teams try to avoid. Not losing 3 wickets or more within the first 6 overs. Bhanuka has his work cut out. Shoaib Malik already looking quite good with the bat. Nice timing on his couple strokes.
This situation might bring the best out of Shoaib Malik.
Yeah, Charles just going down the wicket. It was in the slot. Just sliced it away a bit. That front leg went away too much. And that meant his hands couldn't go to the line of the ball.
Reinforces what we said about Johnson Charles. Likes to hit to leg. Never easy to play the big shot when you're not in position and your body weight is not going in the direction that you want to hit the ball. Johnson Charles will look at that and want to set it right for his next innings. 5 overs gone, 43 for 3.
Stallions won the toss and they elected to bat first, and they've got themselves in trouble again. Now, this has been a bit of a pattern actually. It is the man that's due to come in next who saved them a couple of times, Pereira, the captain. Eased away on the onside. They're going to come back comfortably for 2. Don't forget to download the My 11 Circle app. There it is, you can play with the champions, you can select your side. And by the way, if you select the captain, you can double your points. The vice captain, you can 1.5 times your points. You can only pick 7 players from one team. That's the maximum that is allowed. So you can have some fun with that throughout the day.
Did you pick Dale Steyn today, Hazy?
I did. He's in my side. Don't worry about that. Loud scream of no. That's a very loud, clear call from Shoaib Malik.
I was just having a chat to Shoaib Malik just before. He's very focused today. He realises he's been a little bit short of runs. He realises his importance to the Jaffna Stallions team, and he looks on. He looks on today.
Well, on the subject of Jaffna Stallions, well, we've spoken about how good they are and how balanced they are and what a good side they have. But if you look at the returns they've had in the power plays, it's very surprising.
That is a beautiful shot. That really is. Straight down the ground for 4. And it's classic.
That's classic Shoaib Malik. When he's hitting that ball down the ground, it shows his balance is spot on. That is a really good shot. If you watch him, he's got a trigger across to off stump. Vishwa Fernando slightly over pitching, and he nails that. That is great batting from Shoaib Malik.
And just to carry on, I was surprised to read that Jaffna had the poorest return in the power plays, 41 for 2. And Kandy have 61 for 2. It's a slow one.
Let's look at some of the boundaries from Johnson Charles. Now, he is very strong square of the wicket. He doesn't move his feet too much. He just tends to stand and deliver to a certain extent. Down the ground with that last one. But a really good catch from Dale Steyn. Now, that's exactly what they didn't want. 17 off 13, Johnson Charles. $50 up now. 3 wickets down. Right for showing they've had their problems, that's for sure. But Malik is someone who is a seriously experienced player. I like these triggers, I really do. This back deep into the crease, nicely balanced, and just have a look at his front foot and his eyes are right over the contact of that ball, coach.
That is classic batting. He's gone very much deep in the crease, but the key is he's got his weight through the ball. So he's got his weight over his front leg, and that gives him the power. That is classic batting.
Last ball of the over. So end of power play, 6 overs completed, 50 for 3.
I got some work to do, the Stallions. They've got to try and get things back on track, so they can't afford to be too expansive here. That's the problem they've got. The surface is not particularly quick. It's confirmation of the end of the power play. 6 overs ticked off.
See, once again, there's one thing that's quite apparent when Jaffna's batting. Well, we come to that. There have been 2 big overs, but wickets lost. Those little dots are spoiling those run rates. 50 for 3. But what is quite apparent with the Jaffna Stallions is every time they've batted first, for some reason or the other, they've struggled. Give them a target, and they look so good. And that appears to be the case even with Avishka Fernando. Every time the Stallions, Jaffna Stallions, have batted second, he just found it so easy. Asela Gunaratne, who's a mixture of medium pace, cutters, off breaks. Wicketkeeper standing up. Maybe Chris Harris from Sri Lanka.
Yeah, he is. He does remind one of Chris Harris. The wicket has suited him because he's bowled his change-ups. The wicket's been slightly slower. There's been no pace on the ball for the batsman to work with.
He's been the pick of the bowlers in the competition in the power play. This is just outside the power play, and I don't think it's going to be too different because they're 3 down. But in the power play, he's picked up 4 wickets at just under 7, with an economy rate of 5.4. Overall, he's going at 7.85. So in the power play, he's been the #1 bowler. Always back. That's a beautiful bird.
A single.
Well, Hornbill likes to come back and check out a bit of cricket from time to time.
Well, Dambulla is a place that has a lot of wildlife. We've seen lots of elephants here as we drive around.
Wildlife in this commentary box from time to time too.
You're talking about somebody? Talking about yourself or what? I know you can be wild, but I never knew you were part of wildlife.
The key here again, as we said right at the top of this over, was the fact that he takes pace off the ball. He bowls little cutters. It's hard for the batsman to get down to him because Kusaljanath Perera is standing up to the stumps. That creates a little bit of pressure.
Also some nice flight.
See, I think it's a very difficult art that he has mastered. It's not easy. He's not a spinner. He runs in from a distance. He's just got to make sure that he bowls at the right pace. It's a tough art, I'm sure. Especially to bowl like this, bowl those dot balls, and to be economical.
Some lovely shots from our drone today. And the drone's up, the weather's good, it's a sunshine. I wonder how he actually started bowling like this. He must have, I guess, seen someone on TV perhaps Some old videos. Derek Underwood in the old days, a left-arm version. I don't know. 55 for 3.
Well, that's a look at the card. Jaffna Stallions. They've had a few starts. Johnson Charles made 17. Lanka looked very impressive in that brief but 10-ball innings. It was great to see Dale Steyn coming back and playing for the Kandy Tuskers.
I mentioned Gunaratne as the #1 bowler in the tournament in the power play. Shinwari, who's getting a run for the Stallions. He's the #2 bowler in the power play. Economy rate of 5.66. 3 wickets at 11 apiece. Shinwari.
Dilruwan Pereira, the off spinner. He's also at a very good economy rate of under 7, 6.54.
Oh, yes!
I'm really looking forward to seeing if there's a little bit of spin. Dilruwan Pereira deceives people with his flight. He gets a lot of revs on the ball, gets a lot of dip. He is a very good bowler in these conditions where the ball is nice and slow. Just knowing Shoaib Malik will look to take him on. He'll look to take him on over mid-on or deep mid-wicket. That's his go-to area, and he looks to do that early to put the pressure back on the bowler.
He's got to slip in with the left-hander. Vinod Bhanuka.
Ball.
The other thing about Dilruwan, who should definitely be, in my opinion, in a fantasy team. Now, if you haven't downloaded the My 11 fantasy app, you should do that. The My 11 Circle fantasy app, that is. And I would be tempted to pick someone like Dilruwan Pereira, because he brings in so much of experience, so much of craft and quality. Though that wasn't good. It was fired a little bit quicker and short. Gave him the width outside the off-stump. Look at the pace, almost 92 Ks. It was fired in. The problem was the width.
Come on, Delhi.
Yeah, and the length. The length was also dragged down. Shoaib Malik, I think, puts pressure on the bowler because they know he's so nimble on his feet, coming down the wicket, forcing the bowler to drag one down and change what he is doing.
Ball, Dilly, ball.
See, that's the next one. Dilruwan, of course, was quick to the task to really bowl differently. Now let's try and show you that shot again. We've been talking about the trigger of Shoaib Malik, just giving himself room. That's what he does well. He created the width for himself. You spoke about the length. That length allowed him to do that.
Yeah, and then interesting, next ball, he's down the wicket, hitting hard to long on. Good batting.
I like this battle between Malik and Pereira.
Ball.
And the good thing about Dilruwan is that he's not afraid to flight the ball. He mixes it up, but he also looks for some spin all the time. Now that delivery, about 5 kilometers slower. Eight runs in the over so far.
Ball.
9 of the over. 64 for 3.
Quick look at the, that's a graph we call the Manhattan. And I call them buildings with satellite dishes on top, and that's why it's just been checked a little bit, those 3 satellite dishes in the power play. Yellow buildings are the power play buildings. The washed buildings are the next 2 overs.
Just to let you know the broadcast partners and where this My 11 Circle LPL is watched. It's watched across the globe. Well, Sony, ITN in Sri Lanka, PTV, T Sports, and then the digital partners. Ratna continues.
Dale Steyn getting the early wicket of Avishka with the ball that swung out, which is his genuine stock delivery. Avishka just sparring, he'll be disappointed with that shot, but that's what Dale Steyn can do. He loves his fishing as well, does Dale. Then he's missed one there in the field, which he doesn't normally do. He redeemed himself with that beautiful catch running back.
Ball.
It's him doing the tidying up down there. 439 test wickets at an average of 22.9. 5 10-fers. 27 fifers. Strike rate of 42.3 in test cricket is just astonishing. It really is. Those numbers are unbelievable. And the one thing about Dale Steyn also, just to finish on him, if you look at what he's done, and he had 12 years where he was injury-free, which enabled him to make some serious inroads into the international game. He'll go down as one of the top 3 fast bowlers ever, as per the numbers. He almost gave up the game. He came from a little town called Palabora. Loved his skateboarding. That was his #1 love. And he almost gave up the game. He never thought that he was going to get recognised as a cricketer. And he's the first to admit that he had a little bit of luck. He used to go and play with the men on the weekends. And he didn't get much of a ball, didn't get much of a bat, and he wondered what was he doing playing cricket. And he almost gave it up. And it's just unbelievable that he kept at it. Gave it another go once or twice and got spotted, and the rest is history.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal. It's a phenomenal career. He's really been amazing in what he's done. Mono Banuka just happy to play that one out to deep mid wicket, and on top of that, he is one of the most humble, nicest people you'd ever meet, which goes against the grain of that terror fast bowler he looks like when he runs in at you with those steel R's.
Ball.
This is turning out to be a very good spell by Ratna. Just 7 runs off it. 9 overs completed, 71 for 3, and it's about time we had the strategic timeout.
अगर आपकी आयु 18 वर्ष से कम है तो कृपया आगे
71 for 3. 9 overs completed. Well, we do know that Sri Lanka has so many stunning places that people love to come and visit. We know what a tourist attraction it is. Lots of underwater places as well. Lovely beaches, and, beautiful mountains, and places like Hambantota where we have so much greenery and wild.
Yeah, it's got a lot to offer, that's for sure. An opportunity to come to Sri Lanka, you'll have a great time.
So Pereira continues.
Come on, Delhi. Come on, Delhi.
Asking for a stumping. Yeah. He's going upstairs for sure. Umpires just want to be sure. They don't take any chances.
He's too experienced for this. Shoaib Malik's not going to fall for that trick. No problem with that delivery. It's planted. No dramas there. He's seen that 1,000 times before.
That's an easy one for the third umpire.
Come on, Delhi. Come on, Delhi.
Straightforward. But looking at the way Jaffna has played, and we've been given some information, this is the time that they really start to move on. They go at an average of 9 runs from the 7th to the 15th over. And then their power play, they go at 11, their death overs, that is, beg your pardon. They go at 11 plus. So this is where the momentum generally starts to pick up with the Jaffna Stallions. Well, we spoke about the greenery in the surrounding areas of the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium. This is another look. It's absolutely beautiful and so pleasant to the eye, because we see so much of concrete jungles in cities. In places like this is so refreshing.
You're talking about stepping on the gas. I mean, that's been largely because of Tisara Pereira. And the moment that he's come out, he's launched pretty much, because they've been behind the 8 ball and he's played his natural game. So it looks like he's going to be key again. Amir Sohail was saying a total of about 180. That was his thoughts looking at the pitch. I mean, it's on the slower side. It's not slow, but it's on the slower side, this track. It's absolutely fine, nothing wrong with it. And that news will go back to guys to the change room as they bat. And it will take maybe a little bit of time for a bit of adjustment when you first arrive.
Yeah, it will, Hazy. They would have assessed the conditions. Shoaib Malik would have seen this numerous times. I reckon they'll be wanting to go at 7s and 8s up to over 13, and if they then have wickets in hand, we will see them really up the ante.
So the Tuskers, they need to get rid of Shoaib Malik. There's no doubt about that. They also need to get rid of Tisara Pereira when he comes in. That's their real opportunity. A couple of quick ones, a couple of senior players.
One other thing about the Kandy Tuskers is that these are going to be real critical games for them. Now that they are 5th in the points table, the Gol Gladiators going ahead of them with a run rate, every game for them is important. So it's just one place open, don't forget, in the semi-final lineup.
And the problem with the Kandy Tuskers is their net run rate is so poor.
So the answer is to win. You've got to win. You can't just depend on run rates at the moment.
Well, the key is going to come down to the game between the Kandy Tuskers and Gol Gladiators.
Love to watch that game. This is what we are talking about. The top 2 teams shared points the last time they played, because we had a rain. We had the rain intervening. 10 overs completed. 78 for 3.
If we look at how they've gone so far, the first block of 5 overs, the Jaffna Stallions, they went at 8.6. Overs 6 to 10, they went at only 7. They didn't lose a wicket, they went at only 7. So 10-0 from here gets them towards that 180 mark that Amir was talking about. And Gunaratne is about to continue. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Russell and Amir.
Afternoon, Hayes. Bhanuka is key though. He's the one who's got to make sure that this run rate gets a move on, because Shoaib Malik, you've got to allow him the free hand to control that innings. Make sure that he doesn't need to take undue risks.
They'll be needing a bit of support from his partners, that's for sure. And that's a challenge for both the sides from here on. For Jaffna to get to that pass score, and for Kandy Tuskers, restrict them to 160. That's where they'll have their chances to win this game.
I think we've seen also in this tournament that 30s and 40s don't cut it really. It's the big scores that make a big difference. That's a single now to Malik. 3 have gone down. First went to Dal Steyn.
Yeah, Avishka Fernando. Jaffna Stallions bat first. He doesn't contribute. Lanka came out there and looked good, 18 off 10, but Vishwa Fernando trapped him on the crease and in front. Johnson Charles sliced that one, and a good catch from Dale Steyn.
So I'm marking down 2 batsmen. The last 2 batsmen that were dismissed, who got starts and got out. They were doing pretty well, those last 2.
It's always been a problem. Charles had the right idea. Execution not the best. 50 for 3 in the power play. It's been the trend. And as Mickey mentioned, the next 2 overs, if they can keep knocking it around, Tisara Pereira will be a lot happier. Make sure you don't lose a wicket and set it up.
After losing 3 quick wickets, Jaffna has done well. They never allowed the run rate to plummet. They've been lurking around 8, which is good. And these 2 batsmen have made sure their side doesn't lose any further wicket, featuring a good partnership.
Gunaratne's been their handbrake though. He's been going at 6 and over. He's the one that they're not prepared to take too many risks against at the moment.
This is wearing his pace well. It's always his strength. Runs the fingers over, looks to get that ball to deviate, and doesn't give you that loose ball. Nothing to hit from Gunaratne, end of 11 overs. Stallions are 84 for 3.
There's the captain. He's patiently waiting on the sidelines. He'll be happy if he doesn't bat for a while yet. He'll want this partnership to build. 42 now of 39 deliveries. There's a look at those to come. Tisara Pereira next. Hasaranga, who's really made people sit up and take notice when he's got the bat in his hand and also the ball.
It's a stronger bowling lineup though. You've got Suranga Lakmal, Duan Olivier, Usman Khan, Shinwari, and then 2 frontline spinners in Hasaranga and Vyas Khan. So the batting's got to be done from here. Recognized batting, Tisara Pereira and only Hasaranga to come.
A well-accomplished bowling lineup over there, and that's why it's highly imperative for Kandy Tuskers to get them or restrict them to 160. At the moment, runs are coming with alacrity, and now I think
My 11 circle, MVP of the tournament, most valuable player, Gunatilaka, who's #1 now. This is collective points through the My 11 Circle app. Pereira was #1 previously. He's now slid to #2. I wonder after today if he's going to be able to get back to #1. Or maybe he's not happy. Maybe he's just seen that on the big screen. Nice and fine down the third man. That's good work. Good use of the body.
Mendes. His turn will come with the bat, being impressive through the tournament. start of the tournament, the Kandy Tuskers didn't have too many bowling options, frontline bowling options. But here, with Stain, Juan Pradeep and also the inclusion of Vishwa Fernando, it's given them a new look. It's allowing Kusal Pereira to rotate them better and not put undue pressure on a single bowler.
That's why you are witnessing a spring in their feet. I was in the air. We'll find the fielder.
Right approach. It's got to be Vinod Bhanuka who needs to look for that boundary, because at the moment things are drifting and the Tuskers are chipping away. They wouldn't mind this pace, the pace that the game is going at.
Well, Kusal Pereira will be, in my opinion, will be very happy. He's been able to dry up the boundaries.
Didn't have to move. Straight to the man at backward point, just as well, I think. It was scooting away for a boundary.
That'll add to the pressure. It's a good shot for nothing. At a time where boundaries have been dried, I can't remember when the last boundary was hit. Bhanuka yet to strike one. Malik's got 3 and he scored them as early as when he walked in. So it's 24 balls, 4 overs a goal. It's a long time in T20 cricket.
Opening up, and it's just over the top. 25th ball rather, goes for 4.
It was just a matter of time. Experience of Shoaib Malik was urging him to find the boundary. Backed away from the stumps, created his own room, sliced the ball by opening the face of the bat and got the placement right. And that was my 11th circle champion shot.
Hazy, for a moment you just sounded like me there.
A bit of waltzing in the crease. Pradeep's seen that before. And put him off in any way.
Needed this innings, Shoaib Malik. Very quiet tournament, so pacing it along nicely. A 60 or a 70 is ideal for him and the Jaffna Stallions.
Yeah, for the next 4 overs, a boundary, a 5 singles. A nice field spread.
Down the ground, solid. That brings up the 50 stand as well. It's 1 bounce and it scoots away for a boundary. 11 runs off that over, 95 for 3.
Yeah, nicely played down the ground. Vinod Bhanuka hitting through the line. Slower ball from Nuwan Pradeep, and that was picked up early. Yep, a few more from him from there. 8 overs to go. It's time to start paying attention to that run rate.
$95 for 3. Just a reminder about the Cycle Incense Fair Play Award. Stallions at the top, Tuskers at the bottom, so top and tailing here as well. Top and tailing on the points table, and top and tailing on the Cycle Incense Fair Play Award table.
Come on, Delhi.
Dilruwan Pereira. 1 over remaining for Aselagun. Rathan's been very good.
Boy.
Choose the call.
No.
Sikhi Prasanna, he's quick.
It was a good over for Jaffna Stallions. Shoaib Malik hitting 1 over point, and this time around the left-handed batsman Bhanuka, Vinod Bhanuka, opted to hit the ball over the head of the bowler.
Now there's an appeal for caught behind initially. The Singh bails were alight as well. The rest time is not going to be used by the captain.
Kusal Pereira took the bails off, so I'm just wondering if you've gone upstairs. No, we haven't.
Ball, get it!
No turn for Dilwan Pereira or any of the spinners. A couple of balls ago. But the ball is holding up a little bit, and you'd expect that. The pitch is dry.
I don't think Kusal Pereira is going to die wondering with his stumping opportunities. Tending to take the bails off when the back foot's well inside the crease. Takes all night, by the way, to charge those stumps. About 3 or 4 hours to charge the bails. But I reckon they're terrific for all cricket, I really do.
That's pretty quick, isn't it? 3 or 4 hours. I need about 8 hours to recharge my brain.
Plus tax.
Good from Dilruan. 4 singles off 5 balls. Nothing to hit, nothing to hit. Bowling wicket to wicket. I'm telling the batsman, you want to hit me, you have to take the chance.
So what's Malik thinking about doing here? There's 2 men back, long off, long on. Man at a straight mid-wicket as well. Sweeper on the offside. Extra covers a region. It's unlikely he's going to get something there. Oh, he goes down along the turf. It's okay. And just settles for the 1. And also settles for the 5 off the over. Brings up the 3 figures. 100 for 3. So this partnership is pretty much a runner ball. 58 of 51 deliveries. You can see by that Manhattan graph that they haven't had any big overs. That's what's just controlled things. So 13 overs gone, 100 for 3. Need 1 or 2 big overs just to kick-start things into the last 7 overs. Got to go at 10 and over to get to that 170 mark.
Change of end for Selagunratna. He's bowled 3 from the far end, conceding 18 runs. And he bowls wicket to wicket. Varies his pace so well, and that's a high percentage of deliveries hitting the stumps. That's awesome indeed. Hardly any bouncing over. Or will it be the time that Shoaib Malik decides that he's got to make a statement here? Deep extra cover, long off, long on. Deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. 4 fielders in the circle behind square, so he's offering him the single down the ground.
Looking to go a little bit square than that. Let's go downstairs now to Darren Ganga.
Thank you very much. I have the manager of the Kandy Tuskers team, Fawaz Maroof, who I had the pleasure of playing alongside. First, things haven't gone that well for your franchise. Just 1 win from 6 matches before this one. What's the reason for that type of form shown?
I think it's very hard to explain, Darren, to be honest. I mean, after the first couple of games, it was a close couple of games that we lost. Since then, we managed to beat Global Gladiators, but as you said, last 3 games have been a bit of a disappointment. I think overall, we know that that we haven't played well, and we are much more capable of doing well. And also, it's a current situation. I mean, winner takes it all. I mean, as everyone knows that everyone is fighting for the 4th place. So I think it's much to play for with the Gladiators game coming up tomorrow.
And we know it's the inaugural My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. Tell us a little bit about what preparations went in to your franchise before you started this tournament.
I think guys were in touch with me, and as soon as the draft was done, we knew what was going to happen. I mean, as everyone know, that quarantine period of 1 week was a big roadblock for us. But as soon as the tournament, got us going, I think the entire squad read each other, and the foreigners coming in, they were very good in completing everything, and we just finished it off.
Yeah, that's a wicket. That's a wicket.
They were itching to go. They wanted to go. There was a chat before that ball, actually. Malik came down and said, I think this is time. We've got to start getting boundaries now. We've got to get big boundaries. We're running out of time. And this was a full toss, an opportunity. Mendes did all the hard work down there in the shadows. And Gunaratne is the man that has struck and picked up an important wicket. Lanka goes for 21, 101 for 4 now.
If you're a Kandy Tuskers fan, you'll be happy with the fall of that wicket, but you might not be pleased with the fact that Thisara Perera is the new batsman, the informed batsman in this Jaffna Stallions team. We continue to talk to Fawaz Maharouf. Just in terms of the positives of this franchise, you probably have a strong Kandy support base. Tell us about that support and the positive things that you've seen in the tournament so far for Kandy Tuskers.
I would say, Darren, Iron White. I think we are one of the most followed around the social media as well as the public. I think though our performance has been a bit below par, I think the following has been big. With Dale Sen coming in, it will increase even more. So I think, as you said, it's the first year. We're still learning about the new venture and new stuff. So I think something new. But overall, if you ask me 3 months back whether LPL was going to happen, we had a major doubt. But somehow the people behind the scene worked really hard, from Sri Lanka Cricket to IPG and all the sponsors, to get this on board. So I reckon this will only get better with time to come, and also the interest in public with all the COVID, what Sri Lanka is going through, it's never easy. And we need this positivity. I think overall the country was going through a bit of a dark patch, and cricket coming in that put a big smile on the people's faces. So I think, Darren, whatever happens, who's going to win, I think entire Sri Lanka has won it.
Well, we know that you work closely with Hashan Tilakaratne, another former Sri Lankan player, and basically in terms of this game itself, you still have a chance of qualifying. You've beaten Gold Gladiators before, and it's really a two-horse race. Final comment on that?
Absolutely. I think as I said, tomorrow's game will be a virtual quarter-final. Whoever wins it will take the mental fight. I mean, I will look at the positive side. I mean, being the 4th place, in case you finish 4th.
Well, you've taken another wicket, Fawaz. Great chatting with you.
Thanks, Darren. Cheers.
Oh, it's a big one. Thisara Perera just chips that on to the onside, and what a massive over. The Kandy Tuskers have picked up a couple. Good catch from Dilruwan Perera at short mid-wicket, and that's the wicket they wanted. Asela Gunaratne finishes on a high, 2 for 21 off his forehand. He's got the big one. Thisara Perera for 1. The Jaffna Stallions in trouble, 103 for 5.
Well, the Stallions have got themselves in a bit of bother here. I'm not surprised that there was a group of enthusiastic players in orange and blue suddenly grouped together at the fall of that wicket, realising the value. It It was 3 for 101. It's now 5 for 103. They've got themselves in a spot because 2 key players have gone and a huge wicket of Pereira. There's the last Hasaranga, who was a very fine cricketer, is at the crease now.
Well, Asela Gunaratne bowled so well. He deserved something in the wicket column. And with that, cramping of the batsman with a slowish delivery worked well for him and his side. From here on, they have a chance to dictate their terms.
Yeah, 6 overs to go and they know that. That's why they've gone to Dale Steyn. Shoaib Malik, he's on 44 of 35. Now Hasaranga just walked in and this is the last recognised pair for the Jaffna Stallions. So they're going to need another partnership here. So it's a great move to bring your strike bowler back into the attack.
Gunaratne 2 wickets for 3 runs only in that last over. Really good captaincy this.
And even if you don't pick up a wicket, if you can get through these next 2-3 overs without many runs conceded, you could even keep the opposition down to 140, 150, which is a massive win for the Tuskers.
Now, like you mentioned, potentially a very good move. And you'll have the batsman like Shoaib Malik, who's set out there in the middle, to play with cautious approach. Even not a wicket here. To quite overs for Kandy Tuskers. Job well done. They are negating the chances of Jaffna Stallions getting to a power score. There's no mark with the bat. Hasaranga, we saw him gathering some important runs with a healthy strike rate. So they've got to be wary of that.
Yep, slip in place. Tuskers attacking. 41 of 23 against the Colombo Kings. That was a fantastic knock. Under pressure, he found another gear. He's going to have to do it again. Square leg 10 meters in from the boundary.
Just spotted that. Wasn't wholehearted in his effort to get after it, Hasaranga.
The square leg giving him the impression it's going to be a short one, but this was Minod Bhanuka. There was a full toss. Should have done better, really. 21 of 22. He did get a partnership with Shoaib Malik, but it was an important time that he really needed to get going.
Catch too from Kusal Mendes. Work to be done at third man. Is he going to get it on the set? Oh, good teamwork, bit of tag teamwork down there. Oh, almost. Have another go, boys.
That has been lacking. It seems like fielders from all the participating sides in this Lanka Premier League, they have realized how important is it to field well.
That's commitment for you. Brendan Taylor initially, and then it was Gurbaz. And then the little dummy from Taylor, but done enough work. Slip disappears, 2 fielders behind square on the offside. So that Hasaranga will find it harder to use the pace. Edge, gone, they get the wicket. They get the wicket they needed. Short outside off stump, it was there to be hit. But all Hasaranga does it, make it through.
That's what you call responding to captain's call. He was brought in to pick up a wicket for his side, and he has obliged everybody.
Caught behind. Good catch too. Really well taken, and he might have caught another one right here as well. I think he has. That's what he's there to do, pick up the wickets when he gets the ball in his hand and make a bit of a difference. There's 6 down now. 106 for 6. Those last 2 wickets, Tasoa Pereira and Hasaranga have made a big dent in proceedings now. Suranga Lakmal, opening bowler, fine opening bowler. Means that Shoaib Malik has now got responsibility to really steer this ship.
Now teams do a lot of damage in the last 5 overs, but the best way to control them is by picking up wickets. Get into the tail, get into the bowlers, who won't be doing as much damage as the batsmen would. That's where Kandy Tuskers find themselves in. 3 runs, so the last 2 overs they picked up 3 wickets for 6 runs in the last 11 balls.
That's outstanding, really is. That's the 3rd. It's a really good catch by Kusal Pereira.
There was width. Dale Steyn, he causes enough doubt with the field that he sets. That flick of the wrist towards the end. The slip is also back in play for Dale Steyn.
That's a different fish which just caught. Oh, nicely played.
Call of 2.
Should be boundary. My 11th circle boundary to finish the over. A successful one for Dale Steyn, where he has enhanced the chances for his side to win the game. 1-1-0 for 6.
Last 5 overs, not so good for the Jaffna Stallions. Only 32 runs coming from it. Losing another 3 wickets. Partnership of 59 between Malik and Bhanuka gave them hope of setting a platform to make use of the death overs. Good afternoon, Mickey Arthur.
Good afternoon, Darren Ganga. And the way you stop runs is by taking wickets, which they've done. Good balance, good shot there from Suranga Lakmal. Second ball there to Dale Steyn. But he came on and he did the job. He was asked to get a wicket and he got a wicket for his captain.
Sikuye Prasanna, the new bowler. One of the 2 changes today. I was surprised he was left out of the team given his experience of playing across the globe in T20 leagues. Was a member of the Trinbago Knight Riders in the Caribbean Premier League. I felt that he was a little bit reckless with his batting. Hasn't really applied himself.
Yeah, also with conditions favouring wrist spin, you would have thought that he would have played.
This should be his 50. Shoaib Malik has responded to his string of low scores with a fine innings. Still unbeaten.
That's been a very good innings there from Shoaib Malik. Very good innings. That's his go-to area. Hits very well to deep mid-wicket to long on. That's where he'll be looking and targeting. Down the wicket into his favourite area. Way through the ball. 6 and 50.
64 to 50. Some miscommunication here. Will this be out? Well, if it's out, it's unfortunate for the Jaffna Stallions. Shoaib Malik was ball watching while his partner was attempting a single.
This is very close, I think, Darren Ganga. Let's have a look. Has he got the ball? Yeah, he's got the ball out. Very well picked up there by Sikuye Prasanna. That is a very good pickup. Out. That is a big wicket because Suranga Lakmal can bat and he would have provided the perfect foil for Shoaib Malik at the back end. Suranga Lakmal out for 5 of 3 balls, 118 for 7.
Well, another wicket goes down and we'll have a strategic timeout. Kandy Tuskers, after a good partnership, produce a couple wickets. Gunaratne getting 2 wickets in the 15th over.
Very well done by Kushal Jonathan. That's a very good take by Sikugat Pusana. Very, very good run out. This innings now hinging on Shoaib Malik. Shoaib Malik is going to have to take them home if they're going to get to anything substantial.
Last delivery of the over. And it's a good one. 119 for 7. Shoaib Malik will be disappointed with the way his partner was run out. Saranga Lakmal had every right to be searching and looking for that single. His partner didn't respond. It was nearly down to the other end. Shoaib Malik was looking at where the ball went. It was quite late in getting back. Hence the reason he's sitting down and looking.
Yeah, he'll be very disappointed, Saranga Lakmal. He likes batting, he practices his batting, he works very hard at his batting, and he can bat. So he was a real hope there for the Jaffna Stallions in partnership with Shoaib Malik.
Wicket for Dale Steyn in his last over. Here he goes again. Shoaib Malik watchful, understanding how important his wicket is for this Jaffna Stallions team. This was the wicket. With Hasaranga just going after a wide delivery. Yep, caught fishing. Different type of fishing, you would say.
Yeah, certainly a very different type of fishing, but a really good catch there by Kusal Janeth Pereira. Oh, Dale Steyn. He loves his sea, he loves his surfing, he loves his fishing. He's become the real Cape Town beach boy of late.
Really special effort here from the experienced Dale Steyn. Remember, he spent a long time in quarantine, and this is his first match in the tournament for Kandy Tuskers, and already creating a huge impression with the ball. First over, picked up a wicket. And when he was brought back, got another one. So again, proving his worth and changing the outlook of this Kandy Tuskers bowling unit.
I think you're spot on, Darren, because that was one of the big issues that the Kandy Tuskers had. I thought their batting has been decent. They've had a few batsmen who have scored runs. Well, we do know how important sponsors are, and Manchikome, Sri Lanka's top brand of biscuits, is also here with the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. And I can tell you that they've all contributed. Sponsors to me are so critical. If they don't come in, I wonder sometimes where sport would be.
Very short. Still a fair amount of pace. Mickey Arthur from Dale Steyn, 139 kilometers per hour. How would you assess how he's gone so far?
Yeah, considering that he hasn't bowled for a bit. He did have the RPL, but he went back to Cape Town and then came here and was in quarantine. I think he's pulled up pretty well today. The ball has shaped a little bit for him. When the ball swings, that's where he's really dangerous. And he's come in as an impact bowler, and he's struck 2 wickets now, and that's what he was brought in to do.
Next edge, runs away for 4. Not quite sure that's a My 11 champion shot, but I'm sure Jaffna Stallions will take it anyway.
Yeah, as far as they're concerned, they need runs. Not worried how it comes. Dale Steyn started off brilliantly. That big wicket of Avishka Fernando, always a good feeling. And then, courtesy that magnificent catch by Kusal Pereira, who's been good standing back. In fact, he surprised a few by a few quick stumpings that didn't go his way. But overall, I think Kusal behind the stumps have been good. And goodness, he's bowled at 148. That is serious pace.
A little bit of a reaction now from Kusal Pereira. Slip in place. Dot delivery to end. 126 for 7. Two for 33. Dale Steyn, the South African champion, putting his hand up, doing the business for his Kandy Tuskers team.
Also sporting a new hairstyle, like the ponytail.
Like Michael Hazeman in his youth.
Not seen that, but I can assume.
Wonderful figures for Dale Steyn. 2 for 33. Completing his quota of 4, and everyone is quite happy and pleased. Congratulations all around from his teammates, quite rightly so.
Nuwan Pradeep into the attack. Nuwan Pradeep with 2 overs left. This is where he's a specialist right here at the back end. Very, very good plans. He'll look to go full and make the batsman hit him from that length. He has a quick bouncer as well. Can mix it up. Very good bowler at the end is Nuwan Pradeep.
Jaffna Stallions seem to be getting into unknown territory. These type of situations haven't really been common for them. Yes, they did lose one game, but the overall cricket was very good. But suddenly, it appears they're now being a little bit consistent in doing things wrong. They lost to the Colombo Kings. Unfortunate that last game was rained off. But here, Thisara Pereira was quite unanimous in his decision wanting to bat first. He said the wicket was a little bit dry, perfect to bat. And this effort surprises me a bit.
Let's not forget the fact that Jaffna Stallions, they won their first 4 matches. Many of them quite convincingly. One thing you might want to say is they had at times a batting crisis, which was solved by Thisara Pereira and how well he's played with the bat. This is Nuan Pradeep. Before the death overs and now at the death overs. As you can see, a lot fuller, searching for the Yorker, and that's the right strategy to adopt. Also using his short deliveries, 22%. So that's the change required by a bowler when you're bowling in different phases. Enough bat on this. Wouldn't be happy with the direction of that delivery. Nuan Pradeep concedes a boundary.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that. That was his slow ball into the wicket. It was just too far down the leg side. The interesting thing that I saw from that graphic was that the 2 overs, when he comes on, his length is that hard length, and then right at the back end, his length, it goes a lot fuller with the occasional bouncer. That is typically Nuan Pradeep, and that is how he works to his plans.
Full toss might be taken. Fielder runs around. Brilliance being shown here. Gurbaz completing the catch. And it's the big wicket of Shoaib Malik.
That's the wicket they were after, because this man could do a lot of damage. Come the last 2 or 3 overs, he's well set. And he'll be kicking himself. He'll really be kicking himself. That was a full toss. He would have expected to put it over the line with ease, and he's happy. They are all fishing. So Malik goes out for 59. It's 132 for 8.
Piaskant, the 19-year-old who's made a name for himself since his debut. Known more for his right-arm leg spin, but he can bat as well. Technique looked quite good in the previous innings. Goes for the big one. And will get a boundary. Just enough power and distance. Shinwari this time. My 11th circle champion shot. Ends the over, 136 for 8.
Nuan Pradeep will be disappointed with this. Didn't execute. Shinwari swinging for all his money and getting it high on the bat, but still being able to get it for 4. Nuan Pradeep won't be happy with that. He wants that to be a lot lower, and he's missed the block hole there by quite a bit.
Two overs remaining in the innings. as a batsman, it's so important to take note of the conditions that you're playing in. Even if it's for the last 2 overs, wind direction could change, pitch condition could change. And that's why it's important to continuously assess as you play. This game requires a lot of thinking on your feet. Refer to that dismissal, showed Malik dismissal. He was hitting against the wind, not with the wind. That's why the ball hung in the air for a long time. No Gurbaz to complete the catch.
Hambantota is also known for strong cross breeze. So good point you're making, Darren. Just looking at those such little details. That's what Darren Ganga was talking about. This is cross breeze and he was hitting against it.
This was a wicket. It was a full toss, and with a set batsman, you expect that he will clear the boundary line. That was not to be.
Vishwa Fernando into the attack here, and this is what you want to see. Dale Steyn talking to Vishwa Fernando. Shoaib Malik, he'll be happy with his contribution today, but sad that he didn't go all the way. Yeah, that's the fish that Dale Steyn was wanting to catch.
Pulled away. Goes straight to the field, and Yuan Pradeep making no mistake. Another one down.
Will the fishing rod be out? We've seen it a few times. Understand certainly why it was out with Shoaib Malik. And well, Jaffna Stallions are now in dire straits. This is Yuan Pradeep, got underneath it. Good catch as he rolled over. Shinwari looking to swing his bat around. 11 of 10, 137 for 9.
Fishing on the ground, eagle eyes in the air, a drone. Bringing beautiful pictures to all of you looking on.
Vishwa Fernando going a heavy length. Usman Shinwari trying to pull it down the leg side. Very well taken by Yuan Pradeep. He has got a good set of hands.
Jaffna's lowest total before this game, 148 for 9 against Colombo Kings. At the moment, 138 for 9. They will at least want to bat all the remaining deliveries in their complement of 20 overs.
Yeah, that should be their plan from here. I'm not sure whether hitting boundaries is the way to go, but at least a single every ball. The extras that could also present to them. Try and get to that 150 mark, a little bit over than that.
Olivier. Nicely worked through the offside.
What I've really enjoyed with this over by Vishwa Fernando is Vishwa Fernando's played a lot of test cricket for Sri Lanka. He's certainly in our test squad, hasn't played any white ball cricket, and he's been put under pressure here in the death overs. Dale Steyn at mid-off has been unbelievable in his information, in the way he's spoken to Vishwa and helped him set his field. That's what the league's all about.
Well said, Mickey Arthur. And it's a learning, the transferring of knowledge that will happen with the senior players to the younger players. End of the 19th, 140 for 9.
.141 for 9. We've spoken about the drone, and this is what it brings from the ground and from beyond the ground. It's such a lovely sight, and the drone reaches different heights to try and provide you with these pictures. And it is a lovely evening in the Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. Floodlights being switched on.
Sun going down here in Hambantota. There are a few clouds around. Hopefully that wouldn't impact the second match today.
Young Viaskant looking good. We spoke about how good he is as a batsman. I was told that he bats up the order for his school, so he has the credentials, he has the ability to look after himself, and his technique is quite good.
Yeah, he's looked very organised. Very organised. Got a really nice trigger, stands tall on the ball, got into line, kind of knew what he was doing. He looks a very good, very good prospect, Viaskant.
Roshan, I know that you're well aware of the different colleges across Sri Lanka and those that produce the talented Sri Lankan cricketers. Can we expect many more from Jaffna Central College, the college that this young man attends?
I think this is the catalyst, this is the perfect start for the kids from the north. They have someone that they could use as a role model, someone that was missing for so many years. Talking about that, if you allow me to expand, there are some great cricketers that came from Jaffna.
There's another youngster in this Jaffna squad, Dino Shan, that comes from St. Peter's College.
Right. Is he the guy called Kilinochi Express? I know that...
I beg your pardon, I think it's St. John's College.
No, but there was this young fast bowler who was called the Kilinochi Express who bowled like Lasith Malinga. That's another very interesting story, if you have time. But there was a vacuum that we didn't have cricketers coming from the north and east due to this unfortunate situation this country faced. But thankfully it's behind us. This is the time, and this is the first of many to come.
Jaffna Stallions in first position across the 5 teams, so already qualifying for the semi-final. Where will they end up after the league stage? That will be crucial. Flipped away. Will find the boundary for welcome runs for Jaffna Stallions.
Well, that was a shot of a proper batsman. He's batting at number 10. Take a look at this shot, clipping it off his pads, clipping Nuwan Pradeep.
Nuwan Pradeep will be disappointed with that. Very good shot. Great balance there by Viaskant, but he'll be disappointed. He just brought his square leg up into the ring and he dropped his third man. If he had just kept on going the way he was going with that field, it would have been 1 and 1 only. Disappointment there for Nuwan Pradeep.
Hasn't been able to nail his Yorkers, Nuwan Pradeep. He's either full, either in the slot. Something that he will want to get right as they go further in this tournament. Kandy Tuskers still with a chance of qualifying. We'll have to bowl this one again. So those are the things that will continue to haunt you as a bowling unit in T20 cricket. When you bowl extra deliveries, you concede extra runs. It could quite be the difference in you winning or losing
It was interesting, the thought process there of Nuan Pradeep, that he went for the slower ball when he should have just gotten full and straight and closed the innings out. He didn't commit to that slower ball either. It was a very tentative delivery.
Gets it right. He makes up for the mistakes earlier, but still disappointed. The shake of the head says it all. But what he's done, he's closed the innings off. 150 is what the Jaffna Stallions will produce today.
They won't be happy, the Jaffna Stallions. Perfect Yorker. That was what he was aiming at all the time. He's getting it wrong, but this time, perfect, castled him. Jaffna Stallions dismissed for their second lowest score. Don't forget, they didn't get many against the Colombo Kings. Just got a little bit, 1 or 2 runs more than that score.
Kandy Tuskers will be really...
They will require 151 if they are to go on to win this one against the Jaffna Stallions.
अगर आपकी आयु 18 वर्ष से कम है तो कृपया आगे ना पढ़ें।
look at the batting for the Jaffna Stallions, it was Malik, 59 was the top scorer, but again, no one really capitalising. That's been a real problem for them. Let's have a look at the highlights. Here come the batsman. Now, Darth Stein was in the lineup for the Tuskers, and he got a big wicket. Avishka Fernando first up. He was the one to go straight away. And Stein made a big difference with a little bit of a buzz in the park, but some balls travelled right at the start. Some really good connections as well, which meant that suddenly they needed to get some wickets, and that's what they did. Really good work by Fernando picking up that wicket. And down the ground was Charles, but he was also caught. Well done by Darth Stein, making some good ground. Beautiful drive by Malik. And he certainly looked to capitalise wherever he possibly could. And this one wasn't quite out of the middle, and Chanaka was on his way. That meant that the captain arrived, but he didn't last too long. He just bunted one to short mid-wicket. And Mr. Howells alongside me.
That was a big moment. And from here on, all the ballers started to respond. Hasaranga was removed by Dilstain. And then Shoaib Malik got into the act. Scored his 50. Needless run out. And one thing has to be said. Kandy Tuskers' fielding was on the money. They took every opportunity. Ground fielding was good. Wickets at the right time. And they found themselves in a very good position.
Yep, they can be well pleased, the Kandy Tuskers. They're catching it right, Amir. The catching was really good. And their out cricket was quite exceptional. Right, so here we go. Here come the two opening batsmen. A couple of guys who have scored runs so far in this tournament. A couple of guys who are very talented cricketers. But the problem for the Kandy Tuskers is they have been a little bit inconsistent with their batting. Gavaz got runs right at the start, the first game. Pereira was the same, but after that they really haven't fired up. Beautiful evening. This is the first of two games today. Shinwari has been a class act. He's been the second best bowler in the tournament in the power play.
What the openers, Kusal, Pereira and Gurbaz. They've batted well in this Lanka Premier League with a healthy strike rate, good average. But they've got to be wary of the fact they are up against the best bowling lineup in my 11 circle, Lanka Premier League, Jaffna Stallions. So far, their bowlers have managed to pick up 37 wickets. And if you are complacent, they can trounce you.
I wonder how these opening batsmen are going to go about this. As I mentioned, Shinwari's a fine bowler in the power play. Going at tidy figures, really tidy figures. Throughout that, going at just over the 6 mark. 6 runs the over it is. But these two are naturally aggressive players. It's not a big total. What they need, the Tuskers, is a good start. Got to make sure they try and blunt the bowling of Shinwari to a certain extent.
Well, one thing is for sure with Gurbaz, he's going to back himself into playing his natural game. He likes to go after the bowlers. He's an aggressor. And they're up against a different bowling attack, like I said before. Wicket takers. You cannot be complacent against these bowlers. They can surprise you. He's been very efficient with the new ball. Usman Chanwari in the middle overs. If his captain employs his resources, he's provided wickets. Dangerous.
Yeah, that's his best figures in the power play. 3 for 17. That must be so nice for a captain to know that you've got someone who's a bustler, someone who doesn't just go through the motions at the start, but also strikes. There's his work in the power play. What about that economy rate to start things?
Yeah, it's a luxury to have as a captain. Can be used in any situation. He is a wicket-taking option for Jaffna Stallions. His effort will be important, captains. How he bowls.
He's got a slip. And keeper darting down the leg side. Wide called. Actually, didn't give him the right accolade. Actually, runs per over in the power play for Shinwari is 5.66. That's outstanding.
Now he learned how to set up a batsman. First two deliveries he bowled were angling away from the batsman, but this time around attempted that. In-swinger. He wasn't in control, but the idea was good, not the execution.
A little bit wide that time. Umpire would have thought about it, decided against.
He saw the width, went after it without ensuring that he covers the line of the ball, move his back foot. A bit of risk.
So the two men outside the circles are the third man and also a deep backward square leg, just two outside that circle in the first 6 overs. That gives the opportunity to the batsman who likes to go airborne a little bit. Surface is a little bit on the slow side. It's not slow, but it's just a little bit on the slow side. He's clubbed that away in front of square, and that's gone for 4. That's the sort of shot that he likes to play.
The length was okay, not the line. He has a slip, third man, 2 fielders at back of point. But that was short, and it allowed the batsman to hit the ball towards mid-wicket. This should release the pressure.
My 11 champion shot. My 11 circle champion shot. The one thing about also the ball now is it's a little bit on the new side, so it's going to come onto the bat a little bit better. But when it gets a little bit, when that shine goes off, also it's a little bit harder for it's a bit crisper when it hits the bat. Slight change in the field. His slip has disappeared to a mid-wicket position now. Acceleration through that self-control, acceleration through the crease. I think if you face him as a sort of bowler, you'll know that he's always at you. Some guys just didn't sort of come in and bowl into the reads about an enormous amount of intent, but Shinwari has got some serious effort. That's a bit of a top edge. think it's going to be safe, but it's going to go one bounce for 4. That's a good way for the Tuskers to finish the over 9 for 9.
It was the line which held the batsman, although he was not in control, but the result was good. Didn't try to overhit the ball.
Slip in position again. Perfect line first up, and that is an extraordinary shot. That really is a wonderful stroke.
He's an exceptional talent. He's got his own method of batting. Have a look. Was in control. Picked up the line early, was into the position. Just helping the ball towards mid-wicket for 4 runs. Very elegant. Made that stroke with consummate ease.
Now that's probably going to give the umpire a bit of exercise. Yes, it is. It's a wide.
Ball is of the opinion that ball kissed the pad of the batsman.
Before this game, they bowled 37 wides, the Jaffna Stallions. Second highest number of wides in the tournament. So it's an area they need to make sure they bat. Whip that away, backward a square, quickly for 4. That's scooted away very smartly for a My 11 Circle champion shot.
Lakmal, are you kidding me? Your team is looking for early wickets. And that was the previous delivery. Quite evident, nothing there, and then this happened. Just back of the length. And got the treatment it deserved. Bowler has to do better than this.
Well, he's experienced, Lakmal, but his first ball went for 4. Very good shot. Second ball wide. Third ball for 4. Now around the wicket. And that one's sliding down the leg side. A little bit of an optimistic shout. So straight away they've got 9 runs. Correction. They've now got 10 runs off this over, and we're halfway through it.
A good batting from the captain, Kusal Pereira, having picked up 2 boundaries in this over, saw the opportunity to rotate the strike. That's another hallmark of a good batsman. They pick up the chances of rotating the strike. Good judge of the single as well.
He's animated, he's in the game. Bit of extra bounce. Certainly a bit of movement back in towards Gabaz.
Always is the case, Hazy, if you have a player like Dale Steyn. Inclusion of such a player will lift up the spirits. The height. Kandy Tuskers certainly look void from the word go. Beautiful pictures. Beautiful stadium.
Straight up, it should be out. It is taken. John Malik has taken that catch. Now that's a wicket that they didn't need to lose. Again, it's Gabaz who has just hit one straight up in the air, really. He'll be disappointed with that. He played so well the first game, but we haven't seen the best of him since then.
There's a one-dimensional player. No game awareness. You should have realized that what opposition needs at this juncture of the game. They need wickets. And he has to provide them with an opportunity. Not that I will go out of the situation. He's walking back after scoring 8. It's 19-1.
One ball shy, the second over being completed, and Tremendous is there. Just a look at his career so far in this tournament: 193 runs at an average of 38. This is all you talked about in T20 cricket, but it shows that he's been consistent. With a strike rate of 139. So he's got an opportunity to really steer this now. That's going to be bowled again, and that's another wide. So those wides for the tournament are racking up for the Jaffna Stallions.
A lot of movement for Lanka. That's another look. Good pass. Malik can be done. But this is an opportunity for the Jaffna Stallions to go out match. Ball into the right. So it's a huge opportunity for the Jaffna Stallions. They got a decent bowling maker.
Fielded. It's 20 for 1.
Managed to finish lower on a high. Over the gains of man. The pass head was not still. It moved towards the wicket, not the right way back. But keep your eyes on the ball all the time. Wasn't the case.
Just look at the players to come. As we're looking at those batsmen in particular who have got a job to do. Just bear this in mind. It's a challenge of chasing down the 150, so 151 to win. If they do it in 16 overs and 4 balls, their net run rate will be better than the Gaul Gladiators. So they'll pick up the points, 2 points, and also their net rate run will be better, and they'll improve that, which will be of considerable benefit. Shimari again. That's another wide. These wides, there's just too many wides, simple as that. You've got to work on this.
They've been very generous with the extras. The Jaffna Stallions certainly have a few things to work on besides their batting. Great technique by Johnson Charles standing back. Looking at that Kandy Tuskers batting lineup, you could see why they're batting rounders. Going down to number 8, Dilwan Pathan, Dilwan Pereira, Siku Deo Prasanna. So that adds a lot of depth in their batting order.
And normally, 3 of their batsmen have scored more than 150 runs in this competition. They should back themselves to get to 150.
Cutting edge they were looking for, and now with this kind of makeup, they're going to be a real force. If they get their bowling act together, the batting will be difficult to contain.
Two men outside the circle are both on the leg side, so no one deep at all on the offside. There's a ring of fielders on the offside. Oh, it's going to be another wide. That's maybe a little bit of a tight call. There is a line there which is just an indicator for the umpire. That's all it is. It's not a playing condition line.
Well, my first impression, it looked a bit harsh, and I think so. I think it was inside the line, close to that, but inside. So that is a tough one. Shimari didn't like it. You can understand that.
But he respected the umpire's decision.
Oh, he's going for some of the incense fair play award points. Sounds of things. Respect towards the umpires is one of the things that they get marked on, the players. Respect to the game, respect towards the opposition as well. Oh, he's crunched that. One bounce.
Almost a perfect stroke.
Minefield somewhere. Good single, good running. Pereira is the man that fielded that. Now Pereira missed out with that. He has done some jobs to the ball, as of course all correction as to Sara Pereira.
Johnny Pereira hasn't really been any best in this tournament as yet. What the Kandy Tuskers will be looking for as the tournament gets into the is then that the captain will start to fire. Even here, the Pereira has looked as fluent as we know him to be. Such a destructive player.
You're hard right, he scored 193 runs.
Yeah.
Another 50 is averaging more than 38 runs per innings. Come on, man.
His strike rate is 139. Come on, Sean. What do you want from the bloke?
Looking at a man who's fluent, aggressive, takes on.
He's averaging 38 as well.
Alright, I take it back. If you both say that, I take it back. But by memory, I've seen Kusala Pereira back more focused. I like to see him back better, taking nothing away from this. He is someone who dominates bowling. He just takes on and he dominates. He averages 29 overs at the third over, but that doesn't matter. I like him to fire because he's such a thrill to watch.
which I say he has been more game for his side.
He is a match winner. He won games for Sri Lanka, I tell you.
Okay, given.
I can't remember one. I can, it's etched in my brain, that's for sure. 153 on the back of his shirt.
I was surprised when he said that.
I was joking.
You were there.
I was joking. One of the finest matches you'll ever see. Ever, ever, ever.
I just didn't mean any disrespect to him. It's just that the expectation is so high in the middle like that.
What do you think about him then?
Well, this is the man I was talking about. He's got 190 runs at an average of 39. Well, don't ask me what I think about him. It's got a 467. The court thinks very highly of him. That's good enough.
But the last bit is interesting, though. Best of 55. 55 doesn't win too many games. Just opportunity here. I think he could have actually tied the shoelaces together. Taylor next. Just 3 off the over so far. A couple of wides too. Did that pitch outside the line? Probably did. He doesn't deliver from particularly close to the umpire. But it says not out. 140.5 k's per hour. That ball quick enough. Pretty good over though, except for those 2 wides. However, just 1 under the bat. 23 for 1.
Also, the length wasn't there for the batsman to hit the ball towards mid-wicket. It was a back 7 who was looking to roll the ball with the legs on the onside.
Red Bull, one of the sponsors. We spoke about how important sponsors are for the sport. So the Red Bull is playing their part. And what about broadcasters?
Yeah, it's great. It's going everywhere. Nice to see Sony involved, a lot of Asia. Also in Pakistan, PTV Sports and Geo Super, World TV in the USA, Sky Sports, UK and Ireland. And also digital partners also jump online and check out the Lanka Premier League online as well. Picked that up beautifully. There is protection out there though. It's just going to be the one. Hasaranga tidies up.
So the protection he has on the leg side, because Kusal Pereira is very good. Picking the balls on his pads, he generally goes off a square leg. He's not been given any weight outside the off stump. Let's not forget he's very good square of the wicket. Seeing him drive through extra cover.
Is shot and high. One thing to associate with batsmen who are shot and high. Very strong. Square of the wicket on either side.
On the leg side. Again, protection, just a single. Just having a few problems with his radar at the moment. There's a man that is out at the moment. He was one drinking the red ball. There it is. He's not involved in the game anymore. The deliveries that he was pulling. Blue ball a little bit fuller, looking for the same shot, and in the end just allowing Malik to camp underneath that and taking the catch easily. playing some nice strokes, but straight to the fielders at the moment. Now, that's the sort of thing that can frustrate some batsmen.
And that's what happened to you as a batsman when you are early into the stroke. To get the placement right, you have to delay. Just involve your wrist in order to get the ball into the gap. At the moment, he's trying to hit the ball with the arms. That's why it's going straight to the fielder.
Time to lock in here. 3 runs off the previous over, which 1 was off the bat. Now 3 runs off this over so far, halfway through. Again, straight to the fielder. Looking for 1, not there. Shot to stumps, no damage done. So a string of a couple of overs on the trot suddenly changes the perspective of the game as far as naturally aggressive batsmen are concerned.
It's about the 2 strong points of the 2 teams clashing. And if you look at the Jaffna Stallions, not that their batting is weak, but the bowling is very good. They've got a good bowling attack with experience. And the strength we spoke about of the Kandy Tuskers is their batting.
Another tight delivery. Oh, it's a top edge. It's going to be safe. Doesn't concede too many though, just the 1. That's okay.
Pace off the ball. And very, very lucky indeed. The top edge just flying over the keeper. The Stallions will be hoping that such will go to hand. Could see that he was looking to roll his fingers on top of it. Kusal Mendes didn't have enough pace on it to play that shot.
The top edge there, I think it might have ricocheted into him. Let's have a look and see where it hit. Under the helmet, just blasting blow on the helmet, so just a little bit of an opportunity for staff to come out and just do a double check and make sure he's okay. Just a reminder also to make sure you download that My Letter Circle app where you can play with the champions, have some fun, select your team. Those of you who have downloaded it so far in this Lanka Premier League, I bet you've had a lot of fun with the players that have been involved. As I said earlier, just 7 players per team allowed. That's the maximum. That's confirmation of what I was talking about. 1 ball left in this over and 4 runs from it at the moment. Oh, it's the wide, those wides again. Goodness me.
Around the wicket. Was wide of the crease. And the ball just sliding down the leg side. Like a mid-wicket on the leg side boundary for protection. Short fine leg, bring it on. The offside ring is pretty strong. But don't forget they're still in the power plays. Just to allowed outside. Catch, I didn't see anywhere close to the back. It's from high.
It's the good old trick they use from time to time. Just a little noise maybe as the bat hit the pitch, but as he was sliding in the leg side, you might have to try and distract the umpire.
Johnson Charles didn't look confident, but he was possibly trying to hide his disappointment, possibly trying to pick up a point. After pulling 2 consecutive deliveries down the leg side, look how far he's passing the bat. No chance.
Ball is 2. Scooping back for the second. That's good running. So in the end, that's an over that they've got away with quite nicely. Not the greatest bit of bowling from Saranga Lakmal is better than that. 8 from it, 31 for 1. opportunity to dip in and check out the score comparison after 4 overs. They're off from the runs, the Jaffna Stallions, but worse off from the wickets. On the field now. Straight and straight to the man. Saranga takes that catch. That's a bit of a warm-up delivery from Duan on the field, and he's picked up a big wicket.
Man just couldn't believe that hit the ball straight to the fielder. It was ill-directed delivery. He could have hit it anywhere. Opted to go towards square leg. Found the fielder. He's been hauled out. Smile on the bowler's face. Runs 31 for 2.
First game that Brendan Taylor played, he got man of the match with a well-compiled 50. He assessed the pace of the track, more importantly, the lack of pace in the track when he first arrived. Let's look at his T20 career. What a games, 167. On the field again. Off the mark.
Wickets are crucial as far as the Jaffna Stallions are concerned. Kusal Mendes picking the best fielder, best outfielder in the side in Wanindu Hasaranga de Silva on the backward square leg boundary. And as long as the Jaffna Stallions keep picking up wickets, they will be in the game.
Now, one thing you get from Jaffna Stallions bowler, it's not going to be a sprint for Kandy Tuskers. It will be a marathon. Need to play well to get those 150 runs they need to gather 2 more points. Once as a batsman you try to hit the ball very hard, you're not in control of the stroke. You don't know where it's going, and that's what happened. Only managing to hit the ball into the hands of the fielder placed at backward square leg on the boundary line.
Well, they've got to consolidate a bit here. Of course, Mendes is a very good player. He's someone that they rely on very heavily in that middle order. And he has done the job so far in this event. So I mentioned the 50 he got the first game he played. 46 the last time these two teams played is what Taylor got. He's got that away. That's just beautiful timing, it really is.
And great placement too. Just delayed the stroke in order to place it in the gap, and he was rewarded.
I think he's a Tuskers fan, the My 11 Circle champion fan. He liked that boundary. He wants more of those. It wasn't with some time between boundaries. That's I think why he was so excited, because things were drying up in the middle. But eventually he got an opportunity to celebrate. 5 overs gone, 37 for 2. Another look at that boundary. Really fine timer of the ball. He hasn't taken long, just arrived, and he's picked up the lack of pace in the pitch straight away. Importantly, of course, only 2 men outside the circle, and most of the time they've been on the leg side, so anything outside the off, he could put away.
Five overs, 37 for 2. Here's one in the Hasaranga. Couple of wickets, just bringing the Jaffna Stallions some hope. Now this is the most interesting passage of play because Hasaranga is good, bowls wicket to wicket, looks to pick up wickets, and they also have the spin of Vijaykanth Vyaskanth. So Stallions will go to spin now that the power play overs are over. That last is over.
Couple points to note. Kandy Tuskers, they score at just over 10 runs per over on average in the power play overs, and then that scoring rate dips beyond the 6th over, and in terms of the death overs, they're the weakest in terms of runs scored in that phase of the innings, so that will be a worry also. Jaffna Stallions will be mindful of it. So as you said, Russell, a couple more wickets will put pressure on this Kandy Tuskers team.
Asela Gunaratne is next, then you got Irfan Pathan, Sikuke Prasanna and Dilruwan Pereira. But yes, these two are the keys to the Kandy Tuskers effort. They need to get them closer, and one of them needs to anchor the innings and control it.
The one thing that's bothering me just a little bit about this Kandy Tuskers innings so far has been the tempo at which they've batted. We need to see some intensity between the wickets, and as you rightly say, guys, this is the partnership to do it.
They're clearly below what they've averaged so far, Kandy Tuskers, in terms of their scoring rate, but this will help. That's a fine shot from Brendan Taylor. How often have we seen him play the sweep shot to good effect?
Very predictable. He plays it well because there's a mid-wicket. Just scoops it over short square leg and it goes all the way. So that's just spoiled Hasaranga and his effort right now. The field changes, deep square leg and deep mid-wicket now. But he loves that shot, the paddle, the reverse. Plays with it so much control. That's his go-to shot, really.
Pereira and Taylor will also know that they wouldn't want to leave too many for too late. They scored less than 10 runs per over in the last 5 overs, the lowest amongst all the teams.
Couple of balls to go, second ball of this over. Kusal Pereira. Now if they had taken the review. Got him, he's bowled him. That's what Johnson Charles, well, he thinks he's taken the bails off. Well, it's a stumping chance. I thought it had nicked the stumps on its way through.
He did not read the googly. He certainly did not read the googly, Brendan Taylor. That's a ball, no problem there. Oh, he's dragged his foot. Ooh, that looks like it's in the air. I reckon that's out, boys.
Johnson Charles has done a wonderful piece of stumping there. That's a big one. Yes, the foot is in the air. That's what it seems from here. It's not dragged down. That was good work from Johnson Charles.
I want to see this from a different angle. The big question, whether that back leg was grounded at the point of the lights coming on.
That's out because when the foot looks like it's over, it's not grounded. If at all it had his foot outside the crease, you go forward. Just there's nothing behind the line as yet, and it goes into the air. It's going up. So it's not being dragged down.
That's out for me, guys. And the clear thing that I enjoyed was the fact that he set him up for that googly, and he certainly didn't read it. Slips it back, but it's in the air. It's in the air for me.
Great work from Johnson Charles to take the bails off, and I thought it nicked the stumps because it happened so quickly. Massive blow because he plays spin so well, and it's that same time in the game that the spinners come into it. The Jaffna Stallions keep chipping away, they're picking up wickets, and who else? Wanindu Hasaranga sends Brendan Taylor back for 11. Game on. Taylor's gone for 11, 44 for 3.
Three wickets to go down in the power play overs. Very similar to what we saw when the Jaffna Stallions batted. Difference at the moment after 6, just 6 runs. Jaffna Stallions, they were 50 for 3. Sela Gunaratna, new batsman with a lot of work to be done. Luckily for him, his captain is there. He's got the experience to guide. Possibly a good partnership, which is required now for the Kandy Tuskers.
They've been able to just build pressure through some really good bowling, some really good fielding. It's put the Tuskers under a little bit of pressure now. A lot rests on Kusal Mendes.
Sweet timing. A little bit of a hand on that one, but it can't prevent the ball from going into the boundary line. My 11 circle champion shot from the captain.
Well, it was the captain who let that through. That was Thisara Pereira. And extra cover in the slot. Olafia. First over was very good. Now he's got more protection in the deep. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket. And a long on. That's the point and the third man.
The will have to recall what we've seen from Kusal Pereira in the tournament. He likes width on deliveries, especially if it's full. That's a better line. Wicket to wicket is the way to go against Kusal Pereira.
And I got my Kusals mixed up. Kusal Mendes is out. This is KJP batting. Look at that. Very good work behind the stumps. But the key for me was he didn't pick that googly as well. Very smart stumping, Johnson Charles.
Ratna got a role to play. He's got to make sure he builds a partnership with Kusal.
Nice deft touch. Good work in the outfield as well, saving a couple runs. And you can see the energy, you can see that this intensity is building.
50 on the board. Shinwari in the deep there, but that was the first ball Gunaratna played, and to get such a deft touch, it's amazing. You just want to be getting used to the pace of the wicket. Sometimes it's hard hands when batsmen come out there. Bowled really well today, Asela Gunaratna. That would add to his confidence, of course. Couple of balls go. That was Shinwari in the deep.
When you look at the first innings, 7 wickets going to seamers, 2 of the 10 to the spinner. Gunaratne. Officially, again an indication that the ball is probably not coming on as we've seen in previous matches, so an adjustment has to be made by the batsmen. Just reaching for it. It was on the up as well.
Olivier a little fuller than he usually is, isn't he, Mickey? Likes it up probably a foot shorter, but he's making that extra effort to get it slightly fuller, which works on these slower Sri Lankan pitches, and then he can vary it by going to his strong length. Good finish to the over from Olivier. 7 gone, 51 for 3.
Current rate 7.2, not far from what is required, so still Kandy Tuskers will be quite at ease in this run chase.
Yeah, just to go back to what you said, Russ, certainly he's got his lengths fuller, and the wicket, I think he's assessed the conditions well, because the ball has stuck in the surface just a little bit at the length he's bowling, which is a slightly fuller length.
Hasaranga with 11 wickets to his name in the tournament. Keeps adding to his tally with his variety, his skill, his consistency. I like his attitude as well. Always very energetic on the field.
Hasaranga in a previous game, that was the leg break. And that was the wrong end. Batsman Samit Patel. How good was that? That's why he's so good. Variations from exactly the same spot, giving nothing away. Well, Hazy said these need to be charged for 3 hours. It looks like their batteries died. 3 wickets have fallen.
First wicket to go, Gurbaz hit that straight up in the air. There was disappointing dismissal that. Caught by Shahid Malik, went across the line of the ball. Next one, Kusal Mendes out, caught by Hasaranga, out a deep square leg, and then the beautiful googly and the great stumping there from Johnson Charles. Jaffna Stallions have come out tonight. They've come out, they know they've posted a below par score, and they've come back well in the field.
Back live. Good work in the outfield. Preventing short runs. Just want to go back to Gurbaz and how he got out. Just feel he can offer more to this Kandy Tuskers team with the bat. And he's a talented player, usually gives his wicket away all the time. Hasn't really batted long in this tournament. That should be his primary purpose. Just swinging with more control. I think he could achieve more as a batsman in T20 cricket.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Darren. With more control at the moment, he's dangerous, but that's all. He needs to get more consistencies to his game to be able to perform at the international level.
They had their problems with their batting, Kandy Tuskers. Swept away. A lot will depend on their captain, Kusal Perera. If they are to go on to win this game, he's well set on 20 of 17.
Premeditated from Marcelo Gunaratne. Down on one even before Hasaranga bowled. Full toss. Good from Hasaranga, trying to force Kusal Perera to do something different. Adds to the pressure. That's where Gunaratne, you mentioned, this partnership. So crucial, got to keep ticking it away.
Just lower bounce. Hasaranga is not a tall man, and we mentioned the trajectory from which he delivers the ball, quite low as compared to a guy like Vyaskant, who delivers at optimal height.
Good over so far. Last ball of the 8th. Crucial. 3 singles only so far. That's great. Asks for it. Not given. Could be just slightly outside the line of off stump. Hasaranga wants it. Johnson says, let it go. So good over. 8 gone, 54 for 3.
It was the wrong on. Attempting the reverse sweep. He had a long stride. Normally when you do that as a batsman, you create a bit of doubt in the umpire's mind. Ball still has a long way to travel if it is to go on to hit the stumps.
Yeah, I do think that was a little bit tighter than we called it up here. I'm not sure that was outside the line.
Yeah, that was close. Need to have a closer look, but it's not going to make a difference in the game. Tisara Pereira, 3 overs, asked his young leg spinner to come to bowl and then changed his mind. I think this is a good move. Experience of Pereira against Pereira. Maybe get another couple of overs through Hasaranga and himself to push that required rate up. It's gone above 8 for the first time.
Both players will know each other quite well, having played for Sri Lanka in the same team. This was the appeal in the last over. Would have been umpire's call. What we've seen from Tisara Pereira in terms of his lengths, he's usually very consistent with his stock delivery. That is in that good length area. Wouldn't try to pitch the ball up or get it full. What he does is creates pressure from one end that can produce a wicket, and he will try to slow things down, slow the run rate down, send that required rate high, and maybe if he can pick up a wicket, break this partnership, will allow Hasaranga to then run through this batting order.
He underbowls himself, coach, doesn't he? Shouldn't he be giving a lot more? He can as a bowler.
Yeah, he can, and that's one of the things in terms of him with Sri Lanka. It's so important for us in white ball cricket that he does bowl for us.
Irfan Pathan, Dilruwan Pereira, Sikuge Prasanna, and then the seamers. So there is batting, that's power batting. They need to get closer with these two to make them really come into their own, those power hitters.
Worked away through the onside. Tisara Pereira, he's picked up 5 wickets so far in the tournament, so not a bad wicket-taking option. He will have his chance, hopefully. Irfan Pathan.
Yeah, just to go back on that point, he gives so much balance if he's bowling well. Tisara Pereira, he's got a good bouncer, we know that. He's got a good slow ball. If he can hit a hard length, all good.
This goes a little wide on that last delivery.
Another good over. 4 singles off the 5 balls. Let's make this last delivery from Tisara Pereira ever so important. Was the same in the previous over. Hasaranga along with Tisara Pereira and Guan Olivier in the last 4 overs have put the squeeze on. Just 14 runs conceded. That included a 6 of Brendan Taylor. Just the single. Kusal Pereira wants to. Won't get it. That's 9 overs bowled. Kandy Tuskers are 59 for 3. And I guess it's a great time for that call, the strategic timeout.
most wickets in the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. Nindu Hasaranga at the top with 11. Sela Gunaratne with 9 wickets his name. Picked up 2 today. Case Ahmed, Yuan Pradeep, and Dwayne Oliver.
Hasaranga going to bowl his third. Very, very good so far. Had a bit of work on his back. That's great. Started to take time out. Could ideally have come at the right time for the Kandy Tuskers to really move and see if they want to do something different. A little bit of work. Probably a step back for Hasaranga. That's the last thing you want to do. And him struggle with his fitness.
This yesterday place a little more pressure on Gunaratne. I say that because there's a little turn on the surface and Hasaranga is into his third over, so after this just one over remaining, I think that this is the guy that might be able to break this partnership. So to Sarah Pereira, it's a good option to apply more pressure.
He wants it, he'll get it. Oh, direct hit, but it's gone, it's hurting them. Charitasa Lanka giving the throw in. Tisara Pereira got up to the stumps. No one in the deep, so the breathing space the Kandy Tuskers needed has come their ways, because that will be 6 runs.
Yeah, and that's come because they've hustled between wickets there. Oh, I think if that was the direct hit, he would have battled. But they hustled. They put some pressure on, caused an error in the field. Suranga Lakmal couldn't get round in time, and that went for 6. That's a massive pressure release.
So again, you're seeing intensity from one team trying to take control. This batting pair has shown that with their running between the wickets. And the more they can do this, is the more they will get the upper hand in this contest.
You can't fault the fielder for having a go, because he needed to, and if it was a direct hit, you've got your man. And when you're practicing those throws at the stumps, you are aiming at the base of the stumps, aren't you? It's just unfortunate it was on the volley to Tisara Pereira. Maybe he should have just stayed back. In such a situation, getting to the stumps is not the best option.
Mid-wicket open. Just tuning away. Fairly expensive over. 9 runs coming from it at the halfway stage. 68 for 3. Apart from having the most wickets, he's also the most economical in the tournament. Nindu Hasaranga.
Yeah, for a bowler, it's all about creating that fear. Once you're able to do that, then you excel. Halfway through, Kandy Tuskers chasing 150. Still cannot pick a winner here. You still cannot. It's intense. Lots of work to be done.
We thought that the partnership between Brendan Taylor and Kusal Pereira was going to be critical. Because Brendan Taylor would be a very good player against spin, and now he's gone out. And this partnership, I think, will to a very great extent will determine the outcome, because the rest of the batsmen, if you look at the batting to follow, style is very different. Siku Gebrselassie is a striker of the ball. So is Dilwan Pereira. Gunaratne is far more solid and stable. And he'll be the partner that the Kandy Tuskers will be hoping would stick with Kusal.
Yeah, Kusal has to take things in his hand. You know, he's been ultra cautious against Hasaranga. And the time has come where they have to pick out a bowler to go after. Now, asking rate is jumping up. At the start of the innings, it was 7.55. It's now 8.57. And considering the options Pereira has in bowling, so in my opinion, now is the time. They have to pick out a bowler to go after. Find few boundaries to ease the pressure.
Well, I hope you've downloaded the My 11 Circle app. If you haven't, you should do that. You know that you could pick your fantasy team and win yourself, play with champions.
He's one of them. He's bowled well, he's captained well, he's batted well for his side, Jaffna Stallions.
Good over for the Stallions, Jaffna Stallions, that is just 5 runs off it. 73 for 3.
Very good partnership developing here. 29 from 30. Kusal Pereira in particular, he's been more watchful than we've seen in the tournament, and he recognizes how crucial his wicket is for this successful run chase for his team. 78 required from 54.
One thing is, the Jaffna Stallion bowlers haven't really allowed him to express himself. Strike rate, just over 100. His average strike rate in his career is much more. But then that's the way he's been made to bat, and possibly he'll have to bat that way at least for a few more overs.
Yeah, he's looking to take this game deep. But one thing he has to make sure that if he's looking to do that, he has to be there till the last over. A long hop, hit well, much awaited boundary. This should ease the pressure.
As all of you will know, that the longer you stay out in the middle, the easier it becomes. My 11 Circle champion shot, the captain staying low, keeping his eyes on the ball and picking his spot. Wonderfully executed.
This could be the opportunity that the Kandy Tuskers have been waiting for. Vias Khan doesn't really carry too much of experience, so they'll try and pounce on him if it's possible. That's the effort. Charita Salanka on the boundary.
The other thing to take into account is tomorrow Kandy Tuskers will have the chance to play against Gold Gladiators. These two teams competing fiercely for that final spot in terms of qualification. A win today for Kandy Tuskers makes it easier tomorrow.
Vias Khan, we've spoken about him. We know what he's capable of. He's just 19 years. And his role will be to try and maintain the pressure. Now, he's gone for 6 of 3 balls. But he'll have to make sure that the pressure is not released.
Gunaratne is going to be livid with himself. Missed out on that full toss.
Already 7 of 4. They've got a boundary. They've got 3 singles. That's good going for the Kandy Tuskers. What they want is a stable base, which they don't have, with wickets being lost.
also think with one of the two changes today, Sekuge Prasanna, there's a little more depth in this batting lineup, so Captain Pereira will be quite comfortable with having wickets in hand in the last 5.
Nicely worked away on the offside. Got to the pitch of the ball, opened the face of the bat in order to place that ball away from the fielder, bisecting them, and hit. My 11 circle, champion shot, 84 for 3.
Every boundary in the innings, putting more and more pressure on the Jaffna Stallions. Team at the top of the standings will have a lot of pride, so they will still want to compete and try to find a way of breaking this partnership and taking control of this particular game.
Kusal Pereira the key at the moment, 40. Tisera Pereira will continue. Another little nudge into the gap, another single. Let's go across and join Russell Arnold and let's see whom he has.
Yeah, it's Dhananjay De Silva who's not playing today. Tight game, tight game. Can the Jaffna Stallions do this?
Yes, definitely, because we have our own plans, so I think if we execute them well, I think we are on the right path.
What about the batting? It's not really gone to plan, has it?
Yes, because I think as the information we got from the middle, I think it's 2 pace wicket, so I think we were aiming like to get 160, 165 something, but I think we are 15 runs short of it.
Almost an opportunity. What about you? Why are you sitting out? Is there any problem with you?
Yes, I got side strain 2 days back. I think I'll be fit in 2 days later.
And looking forward to South Africa after that, are you?
Yes, because if it's on, I'm on.
If it's on, you're on. What about Jaffna Stallions? The last couple of games haven't really been the best. They lost to Colombo Kings, and this one still game on. But does that affect the mindset?
No, absolutely not, because we are on the top of the table still. So I think we are trying new invention like Bias Khan. So I think if we get this match right, we are getting our combination right.
And how good has it been, the experience so far? A lot of new players and the system with your team?
Yes, very good. I think it's the second time happening in the franchise cricket in Sri Lanka. I'm lucky enough to get being the part of the that both occasions. So I think it's very good to have like Malik in our side. So it's a very experienced T20 player, and like learning a lot from him as well. So it's very good for us.
And for you, you're maturing as a player, going from format to format. You will feature in the test matches now, the T20 as well. How hard is that?
It's really difficult to adjust for the situations, but as a professional cricketer, we have to learn from the mistakes and learn from the matches we play in. So I think I'm really adapted for that.
All the best, Dhananjay.
Thank you very much.
92 for 3, already 8 runs in the over. 2 balls to go. Very sensible on the part of Kandy Tuskers. They're hitting the boundary, and they're also making sure that they don't let dot balls be bowled. At least a single.
Yeah, this partnership is eking out and bringing a lot of pressure on Jaffna Stallions. And a strong bowling lineup. The big total isn't there.